You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. The most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey. The most influential name in Caribbean radio. WZYE 95.9 FM.
Listen closely.
Stuart Young is bolted to Venezuela's Maduro. If you take God out of your thoughts to vote for Young, you better brace for U.S. sanctions, say goodbye to U.S. visas, say goodbye to U.S. dollars for business, medicine, traveling, online shopping. Put yourself and your loved ones first.
It's time to rise up Trinidad and Tobago.
Enough is enough.
When UNC wins, everybody wins. Vote UNC.
Everybody say, come on. Every vote for UNC, peace and prosperity. We can secure we family right here in TNT. Say everybody know, this is the whole show. Who will ask all the tax and give the children laptops? Says, who we voted?
Yes, we voted for Kamala.
Every UNC family! Where's the flag? Where's the flag? Sing it out! Who?
Yes, we voted for Kamala. Let's promise
Say Kamala.
Everybody say Kamala.
Hey, Kamala. We're waiting. The leader's coming. The next Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, Kamala.
Yes, we voted for Kamala. Let's promise
Kamala.
Everybody say Kamala.
Everybody, there we go.
Yes, we vote.
Make it right, time to reach for the sky. For our nation strong and might vote for Philip Alexander. Make it right. No one knows where you're for that shot. Everybody, when UNC win, everybody win. Everybody's a winner. When UNC win, Trinidad wins. For UNC, everybody wins. Everybody wins. Put your X next to the rising sun. Tell a neighbor, tell a friend, now is the time to rise and shine. Tell a mother, tell a father, it's time to decide. If you want leaders who can build, place your X by the rising sun. If you want leaders who can lead properly, place your X by the rising sun. When UNC win, everybody wins. When UNC win, Trinidad wins. Everybody wins. Everybody wins. Everybody wins. Everybody wins. For the past 10 years, you know we whole live here. Now the whole place turning at the proper state. It's only hardship under the balance here. Now the UNC come here to save the day. So remember when the election come, put your X by the rising sun. Because I win for UNC. Everybody, so I win for TNT election day. Vote UNC. One love, one team. One hope, one dream. On election day, vote UNC. One love, one team. One hope, one dream. When UNC win, everybody wins. When UNC win, Trinidad wins. Everybody wins. Everybody wins. Vote for peace. Vote for love. Vote for hope. Vote for change. When UNC win, everybody wins. Look at the country fall apart. Crime and corruption, it break we heart. Years of promises, still we waiting. But all we getting is more and more pain. The youth's dying, parents fall. PNM run way to the wall, but no more TNT, no more. Philip Alexander rising up, he answering the call. Alexander, go fix it, just wait and see for a better tomorrow for you and me. PM-UNC, bringing back the hope for win. Some people get up and vote, fought for your rights, fought with all of your might. This elections, vote to save your life. Hospitals in a mess. These schools in pain, roads full of pothole, we don't know what to do again. The PNM joking, wasting we money. People suffer all over the country, but have no fear. Change is near, feel it ready, he right here. He's standing strong, he don't have no fear. So my people, don't you worry. Alexander, go fix it, just wait and see for a better tomorrow for you and me. PM-UNC, bringing back the hope for we. So my people get up and vote, fought for your rights, fought with all of your might. This elections, vote to save your life. No more suffer, no more pain, no more leaders playing games. Time for justice, time for fight, time to make the future bright. No more lies, no more tricks. PNM done, Philip make the fix. Time to rise, time to shine. Vote for PP-UNC, don't waste no time. Alexander, go fix it, just wait and see for a better tomorrow for you and me. PP-UNC, bringing back the hope for we. Some people get up and vote, fought for your rights, vote with all of your might. This elections, vote to save your life. The country in a mess. The people full of stress. It's time for the change, we can't take it again. Vote for the change, vote for your children's right. No more playing for them out of sight. Wave your flag, raise it high, vote them out, make it right. Time to reach for the sky, for a nation strong and might. Vote for Philip Alexander, make it right. No, I don't show you, but not sure.
Everybody, when UNC win, everybody win. Everybody's a winner. When UNC win, Trinidad wins. For UNC, everybody wins. Everybody wins. Put your X next to the rising sun. Tell a neighbor, tell a friend, now is the time to rise and shine. Tell a mother, tell a father, it's time to decide. If you want leaders who can build, place your X by the rising sun. If you want leaders who can lead properly, place your X by the rising sun. When UNC win, everybody wins. When UNC win, Trinidad wins. Everybody wins. Everybody wins. Everybody wins. Everybody wins. For the past 10 years, you know we hold it here. Now the whole place turning at the proper state. It's only hardship under the balance here. Now the UNC come here to save the day. So remember when the election come, put your heads by the rising sun. Because I win for UNC. Everybody's a win for TNT election day. Vote UNC. One love, one team. One hope, one dream. On election day, vote UNC. One love, one team. One hope, one dream. When UNC win, everybody wins. When UNC win, Trinidad wins. Everybody wins. Everybody wins. Vote for peace, vote for love, vote for hope, vote for change. When UNC win, everybody wins. When UNC win, Trinidad wins. Everybody wins. Everybody wins. Everybody wins. Everybody wins.
Look at the country fall apart. Crime and corruption, it break we heart. Years of promises, still we waiting. But all we getting is more and more pain. The youth's dying, parents fall. PNM runway to the wall, but nobody TNT no more. Philip Alexander rising up, he answering the call. Alexander go fix it, just wait and see for a better tomorrow for you and me. PM-UNC, bringing back the hope for win. Some of people get up and vote, fought for your rights, fought with all of your might.
And of course, let me say a special hello to all the WZY 95.9 FM listeners. Let me just do this here, ladies and gentlemen. Let me go full screen here. Let me see. Let me stop screen. Let me do this. Yeah, let me do this. Here, folks, let me say a special hello to all the WZY 95.9 FM listeners. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, we're going live from Port of Spain. Live from Port of Spain. It's WZY 95.9 FM. Don't forget, folks, share the live. WZY 95.9 FM on Facebook. Subscribe. WZY TV on YouTube. And you can reach us here at 973-868-1444. That's 973-868-1444. And we're going to minimize ourselves and leave it up on the screen. So as soon as they go live, we will know that they are live. Let me just say a few hellos here to some people who came in quite early here in the chat. Let me say hello to Time and Talk. Welcome to you. Are you was first in tonight, boy? Yeah. Daryl Super Sad, boy. Welcome. Mona Oha. I hope I get that right. Mona, welcome. Byron Bash. Welcome, Byron. Tara Maharaj, locked on and listening from St. Augustine. Have a beautiful evening. And here's our PNM friend, Pain Palias. Pain in the place, boy. Pain. Yeah, I call him Pain. Pain Pliers, whoever that is. Bertram Joshua, good night, my UNC family. We are yellow, fit, and ready to govern Trinidad and Tobago with proper and effective governance. Full 100. Byron Backs. Yeah, I hope I get that right. On the 29th will be the dawn of a day. The winds of change will blow over TNT. Victories at hand, comrades. Keep the faith. Yeah, Pearly, welcome. Not seeing any meeting, only advertisement. Don't worry yourself, Pearly. Hold strain. Caribbean Soul, boy. You loyalist, boy. Caribbean Soul, yeah. You're live and direct inside, boy. Burton Evans. Good night, people. Yellow is the code. Yeah. Caribbean Soul say pain early. Like you open up the UNC meeting. Yeah. Early. Yeah, pain say later. Later, the boy fluff here by. Go ahead now, pain. Hi, Savita, welcome. Hi, good evening. Yellow is harsh for everyone. Yeah, yellow is the code, boy. Pain say you're not paying him enough. Who they paying? Pain. Pain. Bertram Joshua, good night to my UNC candidates for Komuto Manzanella. Shavana Sam. Yeah. Burton Evans, I can't wait for Monday. Leaving home 5:30 to go vote for UNC. Yeah, leave early. Just in case the start was that traffic jam and all kind of thing. All you know, is all kind of simi the media go do, you know. Payne says, Wall Street, can you tell me the UNC position on the commercialization of cannabis? They are confusing the people. Payne, I'm going to tell you to go to a Payne, oh God, boy. I the link here. Let me tell you where to go. Hold on. Since you need some information, I'll go tell you where to go. Hold on. Don't go nowhere, Payne. Stay right there. Let me just search my name. I'll go tell you where it is, eh? All right, here we go. Payne, go to this place. 2025manifesto.com. Let me put it in the link for your pin. Let me put it in the link for you. I type in it there. 2025 manifesto. Manifesto. 2025 manifesto.com. All right, here it is. Pin, watch. Look in the chat. You will see a link. Go to that link. All right. 2025manifesto.com. Go there. Go there. Go right there. So virtually meeting starting soon. Hold faith. Stay calm. It's starting soon. They said they're supposed to start 6:30, but it didn't start yet. But I have it on mute there. Big up WZY TV at the time we had TC and Heavy and Ian Allen still live. The program still holding a good viewership. Yeah, you know, we good, man. We different. You know, let me play Caribbean Soul. Caribbean Soul send us this people. I'm going to play that for you. Caribbean Soul send this. Take a listen to this. Oh, I stop screen, but they're going to do that, boy. Caribbean Soul, yeah, I'm going to stop screen, boy. Hold on, Folks, this was done by Caribbean Soul. Listen to this.
Welcome to WZYE TV 95.9 FM. We come to you every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. And on Sunday from 1 to 4 p.m. on Let's Talk Politics. Like, share and subscribe to keep up to date with reality affecting your life. And as we always say, we bring the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth.
Yeah, boy, we had a gay Caribbean Soul. You props, boy. That is live and direct from Caribbean Soul, you know. Yeah. Man ain't easy. He not easy. Only I don't want that one. All right. All right, let me go back to the chat. Hey, Pin, you get the link? So feature the code is yellow. Pin say, my name reflects the slave plantation that PAP refinery sits on today. The biggest slave rebellion was fought there. And use a PNM Pin. And the PNM have all your starving and you still have PNM. Police, don't worry yourself. Things starting soon. It didn't start yet. As soon as it starts, we'll bring you guys live and direct. Let me go back here. There we go. As soon as it starts, show my girl welcome. Yeah. Rodney Nagoyu. Code Red was an old TV show. Payne says, no, you explain it for we. They are confusing the hell out of we. Payne, go to the 2025manifesto.com and you'll get your explanation. Nobody don't have to explain it to you. Happen. Celine, welcome. Good night, my beautiful UNC family. My husband never voted in his life, but he told me this year not passing. He's giving the UNC prep his vote, hands down, full 100. Payne, look up putting up the website on the you could see it on the screen, 2025manifesto.com. Go and look it up yourself. God, all the PNM don't like to do no homework, you know. Let us just give all you any information or let's just run with it. Look it up. Here's the facts. Go and get the facts. Yeah, Caribbean Soul. Pain ain't going and search for nothing. Pain, we go wait for Abby to come and deal with you. Ah, we go wait for Abby to come and deal with you. Onika B says, not voting PNM again. Kamla, you have my vote. I know my God is going to use you in the right way. Amen. Yeah. It's Kamla, boy. Ian Ramsing, welcome. We can hear you. Savicha says, God bless you, husband, madam. Yes, let him vote. Yeah, let him vote. If you could go in the boot to them, go in the boot to them just to be sure you do the right thing. Our Caribbean souls are feeling bite up like a P&M red mango. Ah, Rodney, WZYE TV, good job. Thank you very much, man. As we tell them you originate, we don't imitate. Let me see if it's starting up now. Hold on, eh?
Look at the country fall apart. Crime and corruption, it break we hearts. Years of promises.
No, it didn't start yet. It didn't start yet. It didn't start yet. Not yet. Steve Deverdeen, boy. Good evening, Wall Street. Good to see you guys up here. Hey, you want Tommy? Tommy come in just now. Yeah, he come in just now. Don't worry all yourself. He's safe. Hey, Anil, boy. From Rio Claro, boy. What part of Trinidad Rio Claro is? Hey, Anil, what part of Trinidad Rio Claro is Rio Claro? Well, don't get vexed, man. Don't get vexed, man, because I grew up in Chumaca, Claventel, and I really don't have all the geography of Trinidad and Tobago. So when I don't know, I just ask a question. So don't get vexed, man. All right? And you tell me where what part of Trinidad Rio? I know it's not by the countryside, but give me some type of directions, you know. Don't get vexed, man. Hayden Sinanan, good evening, UNC family. The Agriculture Manifesto do have some interesting things as far as development in the cannabis industry. Hayden, Payne don't want to do no work. Payne say, I see I went endorsing the UNC. I guess the station is no longer the Mugabe station. Nah, it's still the Mugabe station. It was always the Mugabe station. And don't just lose the name just so. You know what I mean? Bertram, my dear people, only under the leadership of the Honorable Kamla Prasad Besessa SC can our country get fit and proper governance. Yeah, man. Yeah, you know what? Bertram, I go get you a round of applause for that. Let me come out here and get you a round of applause. Yeah. You speak truth to power. Let me get you a round of applause for that. Yeah, get you a round of applause. We ain't getting a round of applause. We haven't given a round of applause yet. Bertram, take this. There we go. Get a round of applause for speaking truth to power. Yeah. Let me go back here. Or here. Which one is it? Oh, we had to add that back there. Yeah, let me go right there. They ain't start yet, folks. Let me see.
No more pain, no more leaders playing games. Time for justice, time for fight, time to make the future bright.
Nah, they ain't ready yet. Let me go back to the chat. Hey, look who come in there, boy. I see we PNM friend come in. Yeah, Butcham. Hayden, 100 support for Shavana Sam, boy. Shavana Sam, yeah. Shavana. Yeah. Burton say, hope lots of these young people come out and vote. Make this thing too big to rig. Let's do this big. Yeah, we're doing it big. Not just big, huge. All right, Payne. Savitra says, everybody's saying yellow is the code, but not seeing only yellow. Yeah, yellow is the code, man. Don't worry yourself. Plain, Iowa purged out the PNM. Yeah, Pain, you know, when I was bus on the stage last night, boy, Pain went in the bathroom, yes. He spent 2 hours in the bathroom. He got a belly pain one time, and Pepto Bismol couldn't help him. Oh God, when I was bust out, he couldn't do nothing. When I was bust out, he couldn't do nothing. The man gone in the bathroom for 2 hours, 2 hours. Pain, boy. Pain going in the bathroom for 2 hours, boy. Pain, how you doing? You good? Pain, you explain how can someone propose the commercialization of cannabis? Have a 25-year age restriction on its use. You have to be really Pain. All right. Hey, look, Anthony Medford. Good night, Walls. Last time we talked on the chat about 2 years ago, it was PNM. Now you're UNC. Love and respect. Always my brother. One love. You know, Anthony, you can't do the same thing and expect to get different results, You can't have a party suffering your people, suffering them daily, and expect to stay with them and get different results. But folks, let's go to the quick top of the hour. We're going to do this and we'll be right back. Don't forget, share the live, WZY 95.9 FM on Facebook. Subscribe. WZY TV on YouTube, and we'll be right back. Don't go.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
We are back with you. It's In the Village with Uncle Tommy, Professor Walsheet, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. We're going to come to you every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. But folks, this is a special edition of In the Village. Let me bring in my pal, the man himself, Uncle Tommy. Tommy, how are you going?
Quite good. I know it's one of those special days today.
Yeah.
And it will be special right up until Monday. And Monday will be the most special day because we're going to see a new prime minister.
Yeah. No joke. Plain talk, bad manners. All right, folks, let's go to Trinidad and Tobago.
In our destiny, we solemnly declare, side by side we stand, islands of the blue Caribbean Sea. Yes, on native land, we pledge our lives to thee. Here every creed and race find an equal place, and may God bless our nation. Here every creed and race find an equal place, and may God bless our nation.
Almighty God, most beneficial and merciful, creator of the universe and embodiment of divine wisdom and light, we come before you with thanksgiving and praise. May your will be done in our nation as it is in the heavens. Please bless our political leader, party officials, activists, and all the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Give us the grace to always see good, be good, and do good, and the courage to serve the people. protect us as we stand against injustice and iniquity, and inspire our endeavors to find the right solutions to the problems that are affecting our fellow citizens. Grant that we may always work together with humility and respect for the greater happiness of all and the honor and glory of our country.
Please be seated. And just to do a quick safety briefing with you, the exit, of course, is clearly marked, open here on the right of me, and bathrooms are to the back. So again, bathrooms to the back, and the muster point would be out there in front of the building. Coalition family, good evening. We could do better than that, man. We've been all over this country, and they say that how Port of Spain has no energy, but I know better than that as a Diego Martin boy. So I'm asking you one more time. Coalition family, good evening. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. With just five more days to go. An election that matters the most is what takes place on Monday. Whether you're going to continue just simply trying to keep your head above water, or you're going to start living better, where you're going to once again restore good governance to this country based on accountability and stability, led by the Honorable Kamala Prasad-Bissessar. That's what matters most. You matter most. Your children matter most. And the future of this country matters most. You have seen the indicators being out and about. I am quite sure you've seen that change. Places that you couldn't go perhaps a few years ago. Now they're telling you, what took you so long? We was waiting on you. We want change. Am I right? You're going places now when they're telling you come. Before they're telling you nah. Now they're telling you come. They want to see PEP. They want to see COP. They want to see love. They want to see UNC. They want to see change. Change is what they want. Change. And come Monday, we will do our part to ensure that we get rid of this taxing, lying, thieving, baby killing, bullying, money missing government. We will get rid of them. We have united, and that is the fear. Now they're talking about the makeup of our crowd as though you were born to be something. You were born to be a patriot. You were born to defend this country. You wasn't born to be something that you didn't sign on to and die. You didn't sign on to that. You didn't sign on to suffer. You didn't sign on for your children to suffer. On April 28th, you make it clear to them, here's where we jump off your suffering chain. Enough is enough. At this time, I want to welcome our first speaker for this evening, a man that I work closely with on the ground report, a man who is very humble, and he always sees the good in everything, and that's something that you can't take away from him. Now, they gave me a long list of things here, but I know this man from my heart, so I wouldn't waste time because we have a schedule. He's a former teacher of over 10 years. We call him the teacher. He's a community and social activist. He is the man that said that if he had the treasury, he'd dump it all on Laventille because he has that love, that passion, that commitment to serve the people. My coalition family, Port of Spain, please put your hands together and make some noise for the man, Lennox Smith, the political leader of love.
Everybody, when UNC win, everybody win. Everybody's a winner. When UNC win, Trinidad wins. UNC, everybody wins. Everybody wins. Put your No, I'm not a lawyer, but I'm a proud member, love that is, of the coalition of interests led by the UNC and Kamala Prasad Bisasa. First, I must say, good look at people. Very important because the enemies are attempting, of course, to downplay the revolution that is Kamala Prasad Bisasa, the UNC, and that of the coalition of interests. We must be proud. We must say loudly. We must be forceful, and we must continue to say that nonsense is nonsense. And when, of course, you give us cacophonous babblings for what I consider to be logic, and the manifestation is not with the people in terms of their circumstance, we know we must tell them where to go. Go, go, go Rowley, go Young, go PM, and give us a chance to breathe. Yes, indeed. Give us a chance to breathe. But tonight, of course, very, very passionate, and I have a limited time, so I need to concise what I have to say in a way that will do justice to this august organization formulated and, of course, created by Kamala Prasad Bisasa. Very important to me. And I want to tell you, because there are those who believe that this is Johnny come lately and Papa party business. No. We have been here since 2007, man. We were part of the UNCA, man. Understand that. So those critics who believe that there is a pop-up something, I tell you that it could never be so. But you see me with a truckload of documents in my hand. It is merely part of my prop. I will not, and I cannot, and does not have the time, of course, to extrapolate. But what I wanted to do was to tell you, speaking directly, of course, to the Laventille community. Laventille must be part of the 39 constituencies that will vote for the UNC, Kamala Prasad Bisasa, and the coalition of interests. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. We must. We must. And there are those who believe that somehow we must not make the transformation. Some look at it as transgression. Transgression of what? Or from what? How could you and dare you say that Laventille must remain in this, what I consider to be quagmire, this devilish, naked abuse and retrogression that Laventille has been subjected to over the past several years under the PNM, and therefore we say that enough is enough and we must get rid of you, and we do so next week Monday. I ain't talking 28 again. I ain't talking that again. No. Next week Monday. Decision making day. Next week Monday, man. It's just not waste time. It's just not waste time. But I want to tell you this, because this is for the media, of course, that are here and wherever they are, because tomorrow we have, of course, a press conference to, of course, address several issues. Because you see, when it is coming to, of course, moral and ethical standards, we cannot afford hypocrisy in high places. We cannot afford, for example, that Rowley tells us that when you are in public office, you have the highest standard of integrity, of transparency, of accountability, and then, of course, giving us some historical antecedent to suggest that somehow, when in 1962 we formed our independence and therefore our independent constitution, and then again, of course, in 1976, when, of course, we formed the Republican Constitution, that we would have come of age. But yet still we have our political leaders that would have been part and parcel of the natural, I shouldn't say natural, no, that's not the right word. I should say part and parcel of the consistency of managing the affairs of this country since 1956. And here it is today. We are seeing, of course, that organization has morphed into a criminal enterprise. Let us not waste time with that. The PNM is a criminal enterprise because one thing I would like you to evidence yourself of to prove that. One thing alone. Dr. Rowley came into the sphere of politics under a PNM banner and carriage and told us that he met a bankrupt PNM. He told us that. He gave us a figure. He told us that $5 million the PNM was owing. That is what he told us. And in 9 years' time, you're billing now a multi-million, 100 million and counting monstrosity called Balize House. That by itself tells me that that is hypocrisy in public office and that you have stolen from the people. That is blood money, man. Painted in red. Blood money, blood money, blood money. Blood. You see, integrity is important. Integrity is still important. And when we did the examination, after, of course, the PNM under Rowley, back in 2015, told us that the UNC thief, that Kamala is this, that Kamala is that, that, of course, they're looking for them all over the place. Blue lights and silver bracelets. He introduced that in the political lexicon of this country. That's what he did. And then when we did the examination, and as my colleague would have said, and Master of Ceremony, that listen, we did the research and we looked at it, and we looked at it on the basis, let me tell Trinidad and Tobago and elsewhere, we looked at it on the basis of mega projects. And when we looked, and mega project in the context that the PNM has been in office for 9 years, and therefore any evidence of corruption, nepotism, cronyism of the type they spoke, we would have, of course, or they would have had abreast of it because they have all the documents and all of the information since they control government. But guess what? When we look at the velodrome, the cycling velodrome, when we look at the aquatic center, when we look at the children's hospital, we still call it that. When we look, of course, at the debate campus, and when we look, the most poignant of them all is that of the 106 schools that Rowley couldn't find, and of course, the great and still great Minister of Education, former Gopi Singh, pointed it out in the parliament of the country. Give the UNC a round of applause for being so damn honest. They cannot come with that hogwash now and regurgitating that again. They have to answer as to where they got the money from to build Balize House. And let me tell you this. Rowley is on record saying that not a contractor contracted under the PNM was engaged on that project. But let me tell you this, because I was the one had to do the research. And I want to tell you this, that, and I'm saying it on this platform, Jusamco was pouring concrete on that Balize House. Jusamco. It's significant to say Jusamco and identify that particular company. So not only did he say that, but when we match it with the evidence, it shows that Jusamco was pouring concrete in a big advertisement, so it's there in public for the public to see, observe, and read, and of course research. And you would see that it was pouring concrete on the foundation of that monstrosity called Balize House. There's a significant reason why I am pointing to Balize House as part of my presentation tonight. You You see, it is Jusamco that got the contract to construct that piece of the highway that ultimately fell into the swamp below. It was Jusamco, of course, a member of the Junior Sami conglomerate, if you want to call it that. But very significantly, Balize House has been responsible for the decadence, the turmoil, the evil, the destruction of our young people, our homes, physical, our infrastructure, by way of neglect in Laventille and environs. That is where I'm going. And I want to tell them, tomorrow we are having, as I said, a press conference on the subject. Because you see, these fellas are hollow. I say that they are unashamedly dunce. They are unashamedly cowards. Because here it is. I have a document in front of me. I'm not going to read it. I didn't come here for that. Tomorrow in the press conference you will get it, but let me give you the essence of it. This is a pre-action protocol letter from Stuart Young, the current so-called Prime Minister, a total lame duck and a moron of exceeding proportion. And this, just the introduction, so you will have an appreciation. It comes, of course, from the chamber of Alistair Shea, Govan, and of course it says, Mr. Lennox Smith, of course, where he was before in terms of the ground report, I'm not going to mention that, but pre-action protocol letter. So it's coming from it's a legal document, and it said, defamation of Stuart Young, published on the organization that we belong to before, on May 13, 2020. And it says, just one paragraph, I instruct Mr. Anthony Bullock, we act on behalf of the Honorables Mr. Stuart Young, MP, Minister of National Security, and Minister in the Office of the Prime Minister. My client is an attorney at law, you're right. But with over 19 years of practice, he's also, and it gave us, of course, a number of things, including, of course, being in the Prime Minister's office. But the essence of this is that he said that we defamed him. We defamed him. And of course, we have another one with respect to I have to wind up now, another one with respect, of course, to Rowley himself. Rowley himself, I sent a pre-action protocol letter to him. The man never responded. And let me give you the dates. This date is the 5th of October, 2023. White, of course, he sent in pre-action protocol letter and he's taking everybody to court all over the place. And I calling him all kind of thing every night, every day, on the ground report, on corridor transformation. He would not respond at all. And of course, all of that will be revealed tomorrow at 10 o'clock at 55 George Street, where we have, of course, our information and, of course, communication center. Have a wonderful rest of the night. And let me say to you, Monday is here. Monday is here. Act as though Monday is here. And of course, when Kamala and the UNC and the coalition of interest wins, everybody, when UNC win, everybody win. Everybody's a winner. When UNC win, Trinidad win.
Once again, please, for political leader of love, Lennox Smith, once again, let me say good evening to all the candidates, all the campaign managers. Let me say good evening, of course, to all the NATEX members, the executive members of the respective parties. Good evening to Professor Selvin Kojo. Good evening to Jerome Lewis. Pleasant good evening to the former MP of Arima, Roger Samuel, and of course the executive of the OWTU. Good evening, good evening. Our next speaker, and sometimes it makes you wonder. I don't know why it is Stuart Young and Rowley and them cutting up their head over something that you will never be there to govern. What you studying Petrotrin for? And if you don't know, perhaps you was closing your fridge door or your wig was blocking your ears. Let me tell you something, make it crystal clear. You can't have no rental of no refinery, no leasing, no opening without the OWTU. It can't happen without the OWTU. You could do what you want. You could flip, dip, and skip, but at the end of the day, nothing is happening with that refinery without the input of the OWTU. And a man who is going to tell you more about it, please put your hands together and welcome on stage the President General of the OWTU, Comrade Ansel Roger.
Everybody, when UNC win, everybody win. Everybody's a winner. When UNC win, thank you, Chairman. Our brother Mikey K. And let me recognize in our absence here the political leader of this great party, of this great coalition of interests, Mrs. Kamla Prasad Bisesa, 5 days away from being the next Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. 5 days. And time is of the essence. So I'd want to use the time I have here very efficiently, except to tell you that with every second, every minute, every day that go by, the anxiety builds, where every single person that we come into contact with tells us that yellow is the code and that we're going to change Trinidad and Tobago. We're going to change it. I am happy. I am excited that we are part of changing Trinidad and Tobago. And thank you very much, Mrs. Prasad Bisesa, for being inclusive and having us as part of this effort. Tonight I want to deal with Stuart Young for the time that I'm here. I want to say to Trinidad and Tobago that let us not be outsmarted. Let us not be conned. Let us just use our common sense and remember that Stuart Young and Rowley is one and the same. And that you have Stuart Young now is an extension of Rowley. And why am I telling you that? I'm telling you that because I saw where today he came out with some statement saying that our sister who made the statement last evening, warning the country, warning the WASA workers that they are coming after them. But Stuart Young comes out and says that there is no plan to send home WASA workers. Let us remember, it was Stuart Young and Raul who said they're not shutting down Petrotrin. Remember that? And it was Stuart Young. It was Stuart Young, the Gary Sobers, who is the man that beat workers left, right, and center across this country with Rowley's approval. He was the man agreeing to close down Petrotrin. As a matter of fact, up to this day, he's still saying Petrotrin wasn't closed down. So I had to ask my comrades, are you going to work every day? Are you going to work every month? Are you just collect pay? Of course not. So his statement that they're not going to send home WASA workers rings hollow with us. We know that. We know he's not telling the truth. And we know about the report. We know about the report, the manpower report, that recommended workers to go home. And so all they want is the mandate. All they want is a mandate to continue to govern. And as they get that mandate, crap or smoke we pipe here in Trinidad and Tobago. Our eyes are open. Our eyes are open. Our eyes are on the prize. And the 28th can't come quick enough. In fact, I wish if it was tomorrow morning. Because you see, from now to the 28th, it's more time for them to lie, more time for them to fool people, more time for them to change the conversation. I want you to remember, Forget all the old talk. Let us be focused. We are not going to allow them to continue to trample on workers in this country. To save the tea and tech workers, we have to get rid of the PNM. To save the WASA workers, we have to get rid of the PNM. To save the public servants, we have to get rid of the PNM. To save workers in Trinidad and Tobago, we have to get rid of the People's National Movement. Let's get rid of them. And so, I want you to join me in a little exercise here. And the exercise is pass or fail. And we're going at Stuart Young, In his handling of the energy sector, Stuart Young, pass or fail? You're saying that like you believe it. Pass or fail? In the handling of crime, pass or fail? In the handling of the energy sector, pass or fail? Agriculture, pass or fail? Handling Trinidad and Tobago affairs over the last 9.5 years, pass or fail? Guess what? The opportunity presented to us through our democratic process on Monday is one where we become the employers. We become the employers. And we have a chance that must not be taken lightly, which is why I'm talking to the believers here. But I want you to warn and to encourage everybody. Let us not be complacent. Tell your neighbor, neighbor. Tell your friend, friend. Tell your sister, sister. Tell everybody, let us not take any chance. And therefore, we have that opportunity, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to rid this country of all the pain and suffering and the anguish that we suffered over the last 9 years. And with this finger, on Monday the 28th, we are going to fire all of them, every last one of them. But in firing them, here's what you're going to do. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to bring in a breath of fresh air, a new government, a government that is different, a government that is for the people. Because you see, when you do the performance appraisal, you now have an opportunity to look and see how they perform from 2010 to 2015 and how these band of bandits perform from 2015 to present. And so we already determined that they failed. So we're going to fire them. But when we fire them, here's who we're going to hire. We're going to hire United National Congress to serve the people of Trinidad and Tobago, to serve your own interests. Because all of us, when it's all said and done, we're going to come home, sit down, relax, and wait on the results. I reading the headlines already, you know. I reading the headlines. I dream it over 4 days straight. And every time I dream, it has been straight. I dream 36, I play Rowley, big body in my pocket. I just dream straight. Big headline. Tuesday morning, the whole of Trinidad and Tobago going yellow because yellow is the God. That is what they're afraid. That is what they're afraid. So we're going to fire them. And when we fire them, we already have the people well prepared, knowing where the money comes from. And here, we not like a fella who confessing. Did you see that? A fella confessing. He's saying he know how to move money from this ministry to that ministry. He know how to move money from the ministry to bank account. He know how to move money from ministry to pocket. We in the United National Congress going to move money and the wherewithal to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. That's where we're going to move the money, where the people will benefit. And therefore, we are going to hire the best leaders. We are going to hire the most qualified people to run this country. And that is why we have absolutely no fear when we talk about where they're going to get the money. They're reading from a P&M myopic failed script. We are reading from a script that talks about an expanded economy with more revenue streams, increased gas production, increased oil production, and so on. You know the same Scott Young who talking to you and trying to get to believe otherwise. He's not telling you how he failed in energy, and this country's oil and gas production has fallen under the same Stuart Young, you know. But I just want to, in closing, remind the workers of this country that the reason why we are here is for the workers' interests. The reason why we are here is because you, the workers, took a beating of unprecedented proportions over the last 9.5 years. And the reason why we are here is to ensure that you as workers are put at the center of development in this Trinidad and Tobago, and to make sure that you get a better day. And so anybody of a little P&M partner here or there who's still unconvinced, you too going to benefit because you are a worker who go out and toil when the night and day come. And so, as workers in this country, let us remind Dark Leave by asking him one question tonight. Stuart Young, why didn't you bring one piece of legislation to deal with workers' issue in this country over the last 9 years? You are now asking the same workers to vote for you. Well, workers' eyes have been opened up wide, and we have decided for our own best interest, we want to see the backs of the P&M and put in place a government that has performed in the past, that has the capacity to perform now and in the future, a government led by the Honorable Kamala Persad-Bissessar as your next Prime Minister of this sovereign country, Trinidad and Tobago. And let us all go forward into the future, forward ever into the future, forward ever into prosperity, where every child, every woman, every person is respected. And when we all sing, when the UNC wins, every single person will win. When the UNC win, every worker will win. When the UNC win, Trinidad and Tobago will win. When the UNC win, everybody wins.
Everybody! When UNC win, everybody win. Everybody's a winner. When UNC win, Trinidad win. Everybody win.
Once again, make some noise for President General OWTU, Comrade Ansel Roger. Labor is in the house. Labor is in the house. Our next speaker is a young lady, fiery. She's been heating up the platform. When she speaks, everybody says, keep an eye on her. Keep an eye on her. She has the heart. Coalition family, please make some noise for our next speaker, the president of the PSA, Ms. Felicia Thomas.
Everybody! When UNC win, everybody win. Everybody's a winner. When UNC win, Trinidad win. For UNC, everybody wins. Everybody wins.
Good afternoon, brothers and sisters. Acknowledgements to the political leader, Mrs. Kamala Persad-Bissessar, my comrades in the trade union movement, the executive of the UNC, candidates, and of course, PSA. Hey, Stuarty, come in, sit down, because I have a response for you tonight. Comrades, last night, I reminded WASA workers that there's a cabinet subcommittee report that says the only solution to the issues plaguing the Water and Sewage Authority is the incremental disillusion of WASA. That report didn't put forward any other options, just one. I therefore reminded WASA workers that report means that every single worker will be terminated, dismissed, fired, sent home. And then this afternoon, I was greeted by a message by the Prime Minister that said, I have made false allegations. When I spoke facts, that cabinet subcommittee report is not mine. It is yours, Stuart, your government, your party. Claim it, own it. But here what I want to know. You're calling Marvin a liar? That when he said to Trinidad and Tobago that WASA was overstaffed, he was misleading the population, that he was spreading propaganda, that when he stated 426 managers will be going home, he was lying? That's what you're saying, Stuarty? Comrades, Stuart Young confirmed for WASA workers, for the population, that his government, they are liars. As you sign the damn report, Stuart, your signature is on it. Own it. But he stood up to tell the population about we receive. Who's the we when you sign it? Stuart said that this government has no intention of sending home WASA workers. You hear lie? That is lie. Comrades, page 110 of that cabinet subcommittee report, 3-point bullet 1. WASA is overstaffed by 2,500 employees. I didn't say it. You said it, Stuart. Page 115, you said WASA will likely exist for a while, yet transferring the full operations to a water management company. So you lied then. Page 115 says that you, Stuart Young, recommend a wastewater entity managed by the new water management company with private sector participation. Let me repeat that. Private sector participation. I didn't say it, Stuart said it. And then I am glad that you have now admitted to the population that you have indeed restructured parts of WASA contrary to what your attorney said. But answer one thing. Who lying there? You or your attorneys? And seeing that you have indeed restructured the management of WASA, tell the wastewater workers in WASA what will be their fate, because in your new management structure, there is no wastewater. Answer that question, Stuart. Let me say it to WASA workers. This is the same PNM government that said they were not shutting down Petrotrin. And they did the very same thing as soon as they came into office. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. So we don't want your assurances. You could keep it. This is the same man that wants the population to believe that only 2 weeks ago, he realized that food prices gone sky high. That $500 could only do what $200 used to do. Stuarty, you are a seasoned liar from the fiery pits of hell, and Labour will reject you. You are banking on workers forgetting what you have done. I will not forget, and I will remind workers daily. This is the same PNM that has refused to appoint workers and fill vacancies. So what will Labour do? Reject Stuart Young and the PNM. This is the same PNM that has caused you to be turned away from financial institutions because your jobs are on the line. So what will Labour do? This is the same PNM that has ceased talks on negotiation, causing workers to be on 2013 salaries in 2025. What will Labour do? This is the same PNM that refused to pay NIB workers their 2014-2016 increases. What will Labour do? This is the same PNM that has failed to pay retirees their pension based on their final salaries. What will Labour do? Comrades, let me tell you what this man has said in one video, and I'm speaking to the WASA workers. This man has said in one video that PNM, just as they raise gas prices once, they raise it twice, they raise it 3 times, and laugh because we in riot yet, that they have suffered WASA workers for 10 years just for the fun of it. Just because they could. And all of a sudden, now that they want your vote, he wants to act as Pontius Pilate and wash his hands clean of what he has done, hoping that with one speech, he can erase the memory of what the PNM has done, the pain and suffering they have caused workers. No, we reject you strongly. And on April 28th, we will vote you out. Before I leave this podium, I want this crowd here this evening to send a clear message on what will happen to the PNM on April 28th. What we will do? What we will do? What we will do?
Everybody, when UNC win, everybody win. Everybody's a winner. When UNC win, Trinidad wins. UNC, everybody wins.
Oh yes, another round of applause, please, for PSA President Felicia Thomas. Make some noise. And as always, I always want to acknowledge those people that make up the support committees, the support staff, always there to bubble a pot, always enthusiastic, always ready to go on the walkabouts. I want to say a pleasant good night to you and give them a round of applause, please. Let me say a pleasant good evening to my good friend, the former President of the PSA, Mr. Leroy Batiste, sitting with us. Our next speaker is a man that doesn't leave much room for foolishness. He holds them accountable and he demands answers. He's the outgoing leader of opposition business in the Senate. He first entered Parliament during the 3rd Republican Parliament as one of the UNC's first opposition senators in 1990. And he is one of the longest serving senators in the history of Trinidad and Tobago. A man who is always willing to decipher the lies and, of course, always willing to bring forward the real happenings that are taking place. Please, coalition family, put your hands together and welcome on stage Senator Wade Mark.
Everybody, when UNC win, everybody win. Everybody's a winner. When UNC win, Trinidad wins. UNC, everybody wins. Everybody wins. Put your X next to the right.
Thank you very much, Brother Chairman, Mikey K. Let me recognize the Honorable Kamla Prasad Bisesa, SC, in her absence, and the incoming Prime Minister of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. My brothers and sisters, I want to recognize all our colleagues in the audience this evening, all our coalition partners, Brother Andre, Ansel Rather, Roger, Philip, Edward Alexander, my brother Lennox Smith. I want to also recognize Jerome. I want to recognize my brother, Professor Selwyn Kojo. Give him a round of applause. I also want to recognize the former president of the PSA, Brother Comrade Leroy Batiste. Give him a round of applause. Brothers and sisters, we have had a decade, 10 years of destruction, of sufferation, of oppression, of exploitation and denial under this brotherhood of wrongdoers. These modern day pharaohs have enslaved the people of our great nation. And for the last 10 years, they have used state power. They have weaponized state power to redistribute, to reallocate, to concentrate power and wealth into the hands of a tiny minority at the expense of you, the working people of our great country. So you are to suffer as the slaves suffered under the plantation, because we have new slave masters led by Stuart Young and Rowley and that gang. My brothers and sisters, they have destroyed our economy. When you look at our economy today, from the time they came into office in 2015, September, to the present time, our economy has contracted by close to 20%, meaning it has become smaller because their policies and programs and plans are not designed for you, for me, for the ordinary people. It is designed to promote the interests of a tiny minority in this land. That is what Rowley and this fellow called Stuart Young and the gang of criminals in the PNM have been doing over the last 10 years. But Liberation Day is here. Freedom Day is here. Emancipation Day is here. And on Monday, April the 28th, we shall liberate the Trinidad and Tobago people. My brothers and sisters, our national debt under this PNM has gone to $141 billion. The external debt, when they came, was just 2.2 billion US. Today, it is over 5.6 billion US dollars. You know what is our foreign exchange reserves? That is the amount of money that we have to use to import goods and services into this country, including food. It is now just under 5.4 billion US dollars. When these bandits and crooks and kleptocrats came into power, brothers and sisters, the external debt, as I said, stood at 2.2 billion. Today, it is over 5.6 billion. When they came, the debt to GDP was just about 46%. Today, it's closer to 80%. 80%. Brothers and sisters, since they came, unemployment, we have lost close to 70,000 jobs under the PNM. The cost of living has increased from 2016 to 2024 by close to 25%. Food inflation alone is close to 60%. That is where we are today. That is why when you go in the grocery and the supermarket and the parlors, your dollar is worth less than 80 cents. So you cannot purchase what you could have purchased under Kamla Prasad Bisesa and the partnership in 2014 and 2015. So you are poorer. Your standard of living has fallen. Your quality of life has decreased. That is where we are today. And therefore, brothers and sisters, your vote, this vote, On Monday, April the 28th, is for your grandparents to keep their pensions. I want you to listen carefully. This vote on Monday, the 28th of April, is to allow your grandparents to keep their pensions. Because Stuart Young, Rowley, and that gang called the PNM, they have a bill in the parliament that they refuse to withdraw that says that if you are 65 years of age and you save in the credit union or the bank $25,000, no pension for you. No pension for you. But Stuart Young was installed as Prime Minister for one day. He getting $87,800 a month. A back pay of $1 million. Every year he collects $1 million. And he say, if you save $25,000, no pension for you. You see why on Monday, April the 28th, you have to vote out the PM? This vote on Monday is for you to protect the sanctity of your castle, the sanctity of your home. Because Stuart Young and Rowley have a law in which they are taking property tax from you and you cannot pay it. Because you're working on 2007 salary, you cannot pay it. And if you can't pay it, they're coming to take your property. That is in the law. You see why on Monday, April the 20th, you have to vote them out. And brothers and sisters, when you go to the polls on Monday, the 20th of April, you are voting, brothers and sisters, for medical care, for your granny, for your tanty, for your uncle, where we have committed to deploying doctors to visit your doctors will go to granny's home. That is what you'll be voting for. Brothers and sisters, there's a fellow called Vishnu Danpal. He's the permanent secretary, was the permanent secretary, a political permanent secretary. He's now the minister. He's now the so-called Minister of Finance, right? Here what's going on. He was the chairman of the evaluation committee that recommended a company called Oando to take over our refinery. All the reports have shown that this company is financially insolvent. They have more debts than they have assets. How can this man recommend to the cabinet that that company be given the all clear to take over our multi-billion refinery. You ever asked yourself that? Well, we have made it very clear. In 5 days' time, you will put the UNC and its coalition parliament partners in office and take power. And we will ensure that the Petrotrin refinery remains in the hands of the people of Trinidad and Tobago. So this is a very serious election, and I want you to take it very seriously, brothers and sisters, because your life, your future, that of your children and your family is at stake. You have a date with destiny. Judgment Day is Monday, April the 28th. And as we say collectively in one common chorus, when the UNC wins, when the UNC wins, when the UNC wins, everybody wins.
Everybody!
Long live the UNC! Long live the people of TNT! Forward ever! Backward never! Forward ever! Backward never! Forward ever! Backward never! Thank you very much.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
In her wisdom, made it quite clear the coalition of interest, because it is in our interest. You have a government who looks at us as an afterthought, after the fact. They get into power, and every social compromise must be made by us. Every sacrifice must be made by us. Every burden must be carried by us. Your train only good enough to go Harry's Water Park. Their train go to Miami. They go to Orlando. You are the afterthought. But come April 28th, no more. We will be a priority. We, the true patriots, will make it clear. We are no longer invisible. We are here, and we came to take back our country. Because we know when the UNC wins, every one of us wins. At this time, I'm going to call up on the candidates. You can come up, of course, and let the good folks see the people who will be representing them. They're humble servants there to deliver and to serve the people of Trinidad and Tobago. I'm going to start off with a young man who I've been liaising with, and he's really and truly, I tell you, he has a love and compassion for the people that he wants to represent, and he is the winning Diego Martin Northeast candidate for PEP. Please, coalition family, put your hands together for Brendan Butts.
You got the country fall apart. Crime and corruption, it break we heart. Years of promises, still we waiting, but all we getting is more and more pain. The youth's dying, parents fall. PNM run way to the wall, but nobody TNT no more. Philip Alexander rising up, he answering the call. Alexander.
Also representing, also coming out of the PEP camp for Diego Martin West, put your hands together for Janice Lerman Creaky.
Look at the country fall apart. Crime and corruption, it break we heart. Years of promises, still we waiting, but all we getting is more and more pain. The youth's dying, parents fall. PNM run way to the wall, but nobody TNT no more. Philip Alexander rising up, he answering the call. Alexander, fix it, just wait and see for a better tomorrow. You and me, PM-UNC, bring me body hope for me. Some people get up and votes, fuck for your rights, fuck with all of your might. These elections, vote to save your life.
And coming out of the camp of the Rising Sun for Diego Martin Central. Please put your hands together for Karen Thomas.
Everybody, when UNC win, everybody win. Everybody's a winner. When UNC win, Trinidad wins. UNC, everybody wins. Everybody wins. Put your X next to the right.
From the COP camp, former champion boxer, representing Port of Spain South, Kurt Sinnott.
Everybody, when UNC win, everybody win. Everybody's a winner. When UNC win, Trinidad wins. UNC, everybody wins. Everybody wins. Put your X next to the rising sun. Tell a neighbor, tell a friend.
Also out of the COP camp, make some noise. St. Anne's East, Sherrod Small.
Everybody, when UNC win, everybody win. Everybody's a winner. When UNC win, Trinidad wins. UNC, everybody wins. Everybody wins. Put your X next to the rising sun. Tell the neighbor, tell a
And coming out of the UNC Love camp for Laventille East Mover, Robert Mitchell.
everybody, when UNC win, everybody win. Everybody's a winner. When UNC win, Trinidad wins. UNC, everybody wins. Everybody wins. Put your X next to the rising sun. Tell a neighbor, tell a friend, now is the time to rise and shine.
And out of the camp of the Rising Sun for Laventille West, Rodney Stowe.
Everybody, when UNC win, everybody win. Everybody's a winner. When UNC win, Trinidad wins. UNC, everybody wins. Everybody wins. Put your X next to the rising sun. Tell a neighbor, tell a friend, now is the time to rise and shine. Tell a mother, tell a father, it's time.
All right, the next candidate is also going to address you, the crowd. He has been a public-spirited, civic-minded social activist for well over 26 years. He's the founder of the Jericho Project. He's also founder and director of the Citizens Union of Trinidad and Tobago, and he is the political leader of the Progressive Empowerment Party, which fought the elections in 2020. The man himself who has added to the problems of Stuart Young for Port of Spain North, St. Anne's West, Philip Alexander!
Look at the country fall apart. Crime and corruption, it break we hearts. Years of promises still we waiting, but all we getting is more and more pain. The youth dying, parents call. TNM run way to the wall, but no more TNT no more. Philip Alexander rising up, he answering the call. Alexander, fix it, just wait and see for a better tomorrow for you and me. PM-UNC, bring everybody up for win. Some people get up and goals. Fought for your rights, fought with all of your might. It's elections, got to save your life. Hospitals in a mess.
Thank you. Thank you.
You see, that is what keeping Stuart Young up in the night. Because you see, all you're getting on dirty. We ain't taking PNM nonsense no more. Stand up! Stand up! Stand up! Send a message. We ain't taking that no more. Let me observe the protocols. First of all, there's no other way of saying this. She is the next Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. She is the general of this army, Madam Kamla Prasad Bissessa. In no particular order, I recognize Deputy Political Leader, Mr. David Lee, Senator Wade Mark, the heads of the unions, my colleagues, political leaders, candidates, the professor, sir, and if I forgot to mention anybody, let's just say all protocols observed. All right? Now, I don't read. All you know that. I don't read. But tonight, I had to not forget certain things. I wanted to remember certain things. And I want to say this in case I run out of time and I don't get to say it. To the UNC people, I want to thank you for all the love you've shown me and the Progressive Empowerment Party. We feel like you have adopted us into your family, and we return all the love. We return all. But it's not just the UNC, it's the COP and Love and the unions. We have become a powerful family set on fire to rescue this country. This is the vision of Kamla Prasad Bissessa. Without once, I don't think I didn't hear her say the words national unity, but she's united this nation. Every creed and race finds an equal place here. So while Stuart Young and squad counting the members as people taking the example of Keith Rowley, who fled the PNL, the rest of them fleeing, and they come in to the coalition because everybody feeling at home here. Everybody. And I want to say again, because I had called on the political leaders of the smaller parties, now that all the polls are out and you know that you have no chance, I'll give you a round of applause for trying, but stand down. I ask you to stand down. Don't run interference for these people. Don't run interference. Don't interrupt their date with destiny that come in on Monday. Don't interrupt that at all. Don't get in the way. Don't get in the way. Don't get in the way. When you hear the union workers talk, the union leaders talk about what has been done to the workers in this country, I want to remind you, all of we are workers. All of we, they're speaking for us. And I want to say to the candidates of those smaller parties, with all the love I have to give, come over to the coalition. There is room here in this mansion for everybody. Come, come, come. It's time to talk. It's time to talk. I want some of my words, I write it down on other speakers, like Wade Mark thief half my speech. But Liberation Day is Monday. Liberation Day is Monday. Now, to a lot of you, I just want to apologize, but I need to speak to the people of Port of Spain North, St. Anne's West for a minute. I want Casablanca to know that Liberation Day coming. I want Belmont to know Liberation Day coming. Cascade, St. Anne's, Hutton Road, Area Peter, Belmont, Gonzales. I want you all to hear me. Port of Spain, St. Clair, Federation, everybody on Monday the 28th of April, go to vote. Look for this symbol. And I want to touch on that for a minute. Those of you who are voting on Monday, and I am assuming that is every one of you, if you are voting in the constituencies of the coalition partners, make sure to be aware. In Diego Martin West, you are voting for the PEP symbol. In Diego Martin Central, you're voting UNC. In Diego Martin Northeast, you're voting PEP. In Port of Spain, in St. Anne's East, you're voting COP. In Port of Spain North, you're voting PEP. In Port of Spain South, you're voting COP. And I want you to remember, because we want every single vote to count. Somebody tell me today, this PNM is not a political party to defeat. This is a band of demons to cast out. We're going to cast them out. Monday we voting with prayers. Monday we come in. Watch me. Normally I just be the gangster on the podium, but Miss Felicia Thomas, she's best gangster now. I can't even follow the lyrics. But I want to tell you, we want to talk to the people. When we say Liberation Day is coming, we're talking about jobs, we're talking healthcare, we're talking education, not two-tiered education for some in the 1% and the prestige schools. We're talking education across the board. We talk, yeah. We reminded them our civilization, our society, our country, our capitalism is built on property ownership. You cannot tax my property. We will abolish that property tax. Financial service regulations to stop the banksters thieving your money. We putting them laws in place. No more fees, no more charges. I wanted to touch on Kamla Prasad Bisesa said, PNM close it, but this coalition reopening Petrotrend, that happening. Now I had to write this one down. I don't want to talk about the minister responsible for the murder of those 4 divers. I don't want to talk about Maduro's friend, the man who smuggled Delcy and the drug lords into the country under the dead of night, while your family members were locked out of the country. I don't want to talk about, I don't want to call his name. I don't want to invoke that demon. I don't want to talk about the man who bullied his way into elected office. I want to talk about 5 more days to Liberation Day. I see exhaustion in the faces of the candidates. Let me tell you, the candidates in this part of Trinidad, those who walk their constituency, their walk is climb. Watch now. These constituencies is hills and valleys. And we climb some mountains well. Adana, thank you. Adana, stand up and take a round of applause. Adana led the team through the hills of St. Anne's and Cascade. Well done. And all of we walking, your quads burning, your glutes hurting, and Adana burning track, so you had to keep up. I want to say that with the next 5 days, we all, every citizen who hears this message, we all have a responsibility to open our hearts, open our arms, help the PNM members who are leaving the PNM transition. Let us bring everybody across. Let us open. Listen. This is Trinidad and Tobago business now. We want to leave them bandits and demons standing by themselves. Every time the leader talks to me, she's telling me, stay calm, stay calm. She know, out of all her soldiers, my mouth hot like a pepper. She know that. She tell me, stay calm. And now she's telling everybody else, stay calm. But it's me she talking to. I know it's me she talking to. But I want to say, I am surrounded. Every time I look around, the team that she's assembled, not my team, the army she's assembled, I am so overwhelmed by the talent, the strength. This is no easy squad here, you know. PNM. I don't know what I mean. I don't know what I mean. You could imagine being in Stuart Young and Rowley Place, knowing this squad riding for you. You could imagine. I want to say it, but I'll get both, so I can't say it, right? I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm behaving myself. Tell her. Tell her. I want to also single out for some applause. I want to tell you, I know I'm biased to say it, but my pep team, boy, all your hard working, boy, all your real, listen, all your not easy. I run in on 3 hours sleep last night. We leave St. Joseph 2 o'clock. I wake up 5 o'clock this morning to go on CNC3. When that alarm ring, I nearly fling that phone. What's the? Hey, but we had to do it. We have to do it because when UNC wins, when the PEP wins, when the COP wins, when our comrades in the PSA and the OWTU and the SWWTU and all the trade unions win, and most importantly, when our leader becomes the next Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, everybody wins. I want to thank all of you. I want to thank all of you who helped, all of you who tried, all of you who lifted, take night and make day. I want to thank every security guard who opened a gate. I want to thank the security guards in Gene Peck Complex who tell me, the boss and them say, all you can park here, but we didn't hear them, so all you could park. That is Trinidad and Tobago now. The country on fire for change. And on Monday, we're going to burn down that evil empire. On Monday, the 28th of April, everybody going to win. Thank you.
We go fix it. We go fix it. We go fix it. Come out in your numbers. We go fix it. We go fix it. We go fix it. We go fix it. No jobs, no safety, no water, no justice.
Another round of applause, please, for the political leader of PEP and the winning candidate for Port of Spain North, St. Anne's West, Philip Alexander. At this time, we have some entertainment for you. I want to call on stage the artist Bel Air. Bel Air, make some noise for Bel Air.
UNC, you win them now. Oh, you win them now. You win them now. Anti-Kamala win them now. Glory, glory, hallelujah. None of them can come and anti-Kamala. Take a look, UNC taking over. I know PM can come wrong. You win them now. Oh, you win them now. You win them now. Anti-Kamala win them now. UNC. Stand up. You win them now. Oh, you win them now. You win them now. Anti-Kamala win them now. Glory, glory, hallelujah. None of them can come and anti-Kamala. Take a look, UNC taking over. I know PM can come wrong. You win them now. Oh, you win them now. You win them now. Anti-Kamala win them now. Well, we don't know, still count them Messiah. I'm calling him good, crazy gas fire. I'm on the PNM, we gonna dash a fire. Cause no policy can come wrong. You win them now. Oh, you win them now. You win them now. Anti-Kamala win them now. Oh, listen, look. Hush your mouth when Anti-Kamala talk. Talk before you think. UNC pop it off. Calling them but offer 4% and start a laugh. Now they want to take the people pension and cut it in half. This election, PM go lost. Rolling down, leave the supporters to eat grass. On the 28th, come and go for them in the past. We take you back the country, we go show them who we win them now. Oh, you win them now. You win them now. Anti-Kamala win them now.
You remember once they boasted about cutting 18,000 food laws? You remember that? And they were so happy and proud to tell you they cut 18,000 people from getting their food cards. And they're coming now to cut your access to pensions and public assistance. They're monitoring how...
Give me the rhythm alone. I have something special for them tonight. Are you listening? Listen where I'm coming from. The people in Trinidad real ballin'. They say how the PNM disgusting. They want to take back the food can what the poor man getting. And in the treasury $3 billion missing. And everybody quiet, nobody not saying nothing. And Rowley done lie, saying a close better chin. Watch how my school close, we were back them go sing. And bring back Alexander to stop the killing. So on the 28th, you know who you're voting. So listen to my style and listen what me sing. Me voted UNC and make everybody win. We want Kamala. The whole of Trinidad want Kamala.
Everybody! When UNC win,
Yeah!
Trinidad wins. UNC, everybody wins.
Make some noise for Bel Air. Oh, yes. I'm getting on bad, boy. Bel Air. Folks, our next speaker is a distinguished lawyer, politician, and advocate for social justice. He's a founding member and he is the leader of the Congress of the People, Coalition Family, Port of Spain. Please make some noise for Mr. Prakash Ramadan.
Everybody! When UNC win, everybody win. Everybody's a winner. When UNC win, Trinidad wins. UNC, everybody wins. Everybody wins.
Good evening, everyone. My apologies for being a bit late, but as you know, the election is only 28, and we have the multi-purpose. And I want to assure you, I've just come from Tunapuna and St. Joseph, that something has happened in this country. There is a stirring of the people. There's a love that is being spread. And there is a hope and optimism that a serious change is to come to Trinidad and Tobago on the 28th. My dear friends, I see our candidates, Jared Small, St. Anne's East. I see my dear friend and former political leader of the party that I am now graced to lead, the Congress of the People, Mr. Kurt Sinnett. These two warriors for our future have taken on a challenge in what was known as solid PNM ground. But I want to tell you this, that the ground has shifted. It is not broken, but it is being made fertile for the planting of the seed of true warriors for the future for children in Trinidad and Tobago. And I thank you both. To my friend Philip Alexander, and the man who puts a pep in our step, congratulations on the work that you and your team have been able to give to us as an inspiration of the impossible being made possible. To our coalition partners, Mr. Batiste, and that young lady who is such a dynamic speaker, the present president, the past president, because we believe that there is no present without a past. And if the past wasn't properly built on, then the present would fall. And Mr. Batiste, I know the work and the love that you've given to this country. And I think that your successor, we could not want for more. To our friends from the OWTU, Mr. Roger, a man who I respect, and I want to tell you a little bit afraid of in the past, is now a partner in the preparation for Trinidad and Tobago's future. Now, I want to make it abundantly clear that the task ahead of us is not necessarily an easy one. There is propaganda afoot in this nation for the last many years and into today's date. We can take nothing for granted. But I hear the PNM, those who we must remove on April 28th, say they're ready and they're responsible. Ready? Get ready to go, 1. 2, responsible. I agree, responsible for what? Who was it that killed agriculture in this country? Who's responsible? Tell me, who is it? PNM? Who is responsible for moving our nation, an exporter of fuel into an importer of fuel? Who is responsible? Who is responsible for ruining an economy that was the envy of the region, making it a place that our children, we are fearful that they would not have proper employment? Who is responsible for that? With every responsibility comes a cost. 10 years you had the power that you use as a weapon to hurt and to oppress, not as a tool to build and to help and to create a new path forward. My friends, I want to tell you, in 2010 to 2015, all of the propaganda falls when you look at the reality of what your government of the People's Partnership was able to give. We built hospitals in Arima, in Point Fortin. We gave water to 250,000 more persons who did not have before. We built an institution, the UWI campus in South, so that those from the oil fields, Mr. Roger, the children didn't have to come up to St. Augustine and rent for what is a full salary for a working man. We built the swimming academy and the cycling academy and put a hospital right across the road that we dedicated to children. But it was not just that. We were creating centers of excellence for health. Mr. Lee, my dearest friend, you knew what our plan was. You helped make it happen. The plan was that when we developed Sevilla Club, and for those from the north who do not know, it is one of the most beautiful parts of Trinidad and Tobago. We were to put a 5-star hotel with a world-class golf course so that teams from around the world, because we have many stadia right in that area, cricket academy, apart from swimming and cycling. So we wanted to create an environment, a new economy for sport tourism. And no sport team will ever come here unless they are sure that if there is any sport injury, that they had a world-class medical facility across the road. This is what we are doing. The PNM laughed and ridiculed when we said that at Camden, for those who do not know, Camden was always an air base during the Second World War. We were developing that so that it could bring in the private jets of the billion-dollar owners of these sports teams. You can imagine a Shaquille O'Neal coming in with his private jet into Vancouver, going to our 5-star hotel, playing golf, bringing all his team members. The economy would have changed, but it was not just that. At Mount Hope, we were creating a center of excellence where we had partnered with the best hospitals of this world to bring the best doctors so that we would have been a center of attraction for medical tourism. And when people come, they bring their entire families. And we had partnered even with Derek Chin here at Movie Town, where he was going to put a mini Disney, Streets of the World. What did the PNM do? They destroyed all of that hope and ambition. But let's get back to oil and gas for a moment. Oil and gas from Guyana since 2015, we demitted office. We had started putting in place, Mr. Roger must tell us more about these things, that we had put facilities at Galeota to bring in the oil and gas from the East Coast. Where did Guyana find its oil and gas? But why is it that this government couldn't speak to Guyana to coordinate, to ensure that their crude could come to Pointe-à-Pierre for refining? You know why? They believe that being Maduro's friend and dancing partner was far more important. Guyana didn't want to hear and does not wish to hear from the PNM. I will say this as a logical conclusion, because the friend of my enemy is my enemy. Maduro has been threatening Guyana to take away 2/3 of the people's lands and their oil and their gas. How could you expect to negotiate? But a Kamla Prasad-Bissessar regime, government, will negotiate and will ensure that the Point-to-Pay refinery is ensured to be restored, not be sold off as scrap metal. They knew they wanted to close it, but they lied and they fooled and they played with us all and allowed it to be more rusty than worthy. These are the things that we have to polish. These are the things that we need to fix. So there is hope in this country. They ask where the money will come from. By growth of the economy. They have no plans for growth. All they know is to tax and diminish and suppress and oppress. The People's Partnership government did it in 2010 to 2015, and we will do it again with the coalition from 25 to 30 and beyond. I want to get a little bit, I know my time is limited, and I beg your pardon for it. I had the privilege of walking the streets of Duncan Street and George Street with Mr. Sinet. People said, you ought to be crazy to do that. Yeah, crazy not to do it, because the love that we met, good, in that area was phenomenal. From the oldest to the youngest, we were greeted with warmth. And they all said that they're fed up. Change is needed. Is that not so? Good. When we walked in Pioneer Drive and Production Drive, the entire community came out to us and said the same thing. Guess what? After our walk, the Member of Parliament went back, and suddenly, without a cabinet meeting or anything, they get in a fishing facility. I do not know what that means, but I'm not buying that hook, line, or sinker. Because we have known of the false promises of these people. When things are bad, they make the biggest promises but never deliver. I'll give you an example. Mr. Roche, I'm sorry to keep calling you, but you're in the middle of everything. As you know, the Paria divers, there was an accident, yes, but 4 men were alive and they knew it. And they allowed them to perish in the worst possible way, in a 30-inch pipe of the uttermost darkness, with the fumes of petroleum stifling them, and they had hope because one of their numbers had gone out, and told everybody they are alive, I can go back in. The sons were prevented. Why? Because some clown or clowns decided they had the authority and power to decide whether they should live or die, and they did die, the most horrific of deaths. Since 25th of March 2022, and thanks to the OWTU and your union that stood with that family, from those families from then till today. I want you to give them a round of applause. Not a single cent has been given to these families till today. Till today. We have been asking. They have refused. Commissioner for Inquiry, 20+ million spent. One lawyer, $8.4 million. I am a father, I'm a citizen, and I see my working brothers early in the morning with a little bag going down to work, 5 o'clock, going to work, coming back in the evening late. The average working salary is less than $7,000 in this nation. Right? If you get a $7,000 a month job, you're doing good. Do you know how long it takes for a man earning $7,000 to earn $8.4 million? 100 years. Think about that for a minute. Not a cent for the families of the deceased. How could we allow it, Felicia? How could we allow this? Mr. Batiste, how could we allow this as a society? In this month, an election just 5 days away, the Prime Minister got a sudden realization of conscience and said he will pay $1 million ex gratia. He never said when. We wrote him and we said paid by the 14th of April, otherwise we will take action. It's political. They acknowledged receipt. 2 days ago on a public platform, I said, starting this morning, I was going to do a national countdown to the elections. Guess what? Yesterday evening, we get a letter. The government has approved the $1 million, but from a letterhead from the Ministry of Energy. They have not indicated when the money will be paid, who is paying it, or anything like that. So once again, we have to hold on to that, right? Not a check, nothing for these people. So I am sick and tired of false promises. Are you? What are we going to do about it? We have a solution. On Monday, ensure that every friend, family, and people who you don't even like, call them and make sure they vote. As our deputy political leader, Imran Ali, has said, and he taught me, I'm using it now. It takes on average 5 minutes to vote. And if you do it wrong, you'll have 5 years of horror. They will not improve in 5, they will get worse. But if you do it right, you have an age at least of 5 years of peace, prosperity, and progress in this nation for all of us. It is now our duty. It is our sacred duty to ensure that we return Kamla Prasad Bisesa as our Prime Minister. And rest assured that when we give our word, we keep it. And Trinidad and Tobago will be a better place. God bless you all. Thank you very much.
Once again, a round of applause for Prakash Ramada. Wonderful, folks. And how do you know when you're effective? How do you know when you're winning? When your opponent can't even agree on a strategy, what lie, what propaganda, what to fabricate. They're on the ropes. And on Monday, we're going in for the political kill. And a man who has always been there to tell it as it is, the man who's been co-chairing with me, he went on a whirlwind tour across this country today from 5 a.m. and he's now coming out of La Horquita. Coalition family, please, Port of Spain, put your hands together and welcome Anil Roberts.
When UNC win, everybody win. Everybody's a winner. When UNC win, Trinidad win.
UNC, PEP, COP, PSA, OWTU, make some noise! I'm really feeling happy. I just came from talking in a spot meeting in Lopino, Aruca, Lopino. Then La Horquita, Talparo. Fly down the road. I wouldn't tell you how fast. Because I had to come here to see my people and to report to you that the PNM is dead. The PNM is dead all over Trinidad and Tobago because of you, because of your heart, because of your soul, because of your spirit, because of your patriotism, because you believe in Trinidad and Tobago, the PNM is dead. And on April 28th, we will bury them deep. We will bury them for the sins of their forefathers. We will bury them from Marlborough House in 1962. We will bury them for 1981. We will bury them for 1986, for 1991, for 2015, because they are wicked, they are evil, they practice opium, and they must go, and they must stay gone. The politics of greed, arrogance, avarice, and wickedness is over. Imagine a man sitting in a cabinet who not only draw his own salary,
but step out the cabinet and take $143.5 million for himself, coming to tell workers, you can't get 1%. You could only get 0%. You can't get this. You can't get food card. But fire, burn all of them. Big men talking about them could walk longer than Kamala, and them could run faster than Kamala, and them could do more sit-up than Kamala, and them could bench press more than Kamala. Well, you go ahead, because the Prime Minister needs brain, heart, spirit, love, and compassion. She don't need to run fast. Leave that for the children who she will support with funding from taxpayers to develop their talent. She will win Olympic medals by helping those who are supposed to run fast. Run fast. So, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to be here and to welcome a man, and all of you have to understand, this PNM wicked. And don't think they ain't gonna lie on you, and you, and you, and you. They're gonna lie on you. They have no character. They have no cons. They have no brought-up. They have no shame. They lie on this man. They persecute this man for 3 years. As soon as they started the persecution, I said on Doubles and Coffee, they're trying to last till the election. But that trumped-up charge will be dismissed by any magistrate or anybody with any modicum of sense, because it made no sense. It was pure wickedness, and it was a bunch of liars trying to stay in government to take your money away from you. But God may wear pajamas, but God don't sleep. And as we said, David Lee was set free, and every trumped-up charge was thrown out the window by the magistrate who saw the corruption in the hearts and minds of the PNM. He is our deputy political leader, one of 3. He supports the next Prime Minister, Kamala Prasad-Bissessar. Please join me and welcome our deputy political leader, David Lee.
Everybody, when UNC win, everybody win. Everybody's a winner. When UNC win, Trinidad wins. UNC, everybody wins. Everybody wins.
Thank you, Anil. I was a bit wary when I saw Anil come up here, you know. So, good night, my brothers and sisters in Port of Spain. Port of Spain is alive and well. And on April the 28th at 6 p.m., you will see a new government, and the Prime Minister will be no other than Honorable Kamala Prasad-Bissessar. Tonight, before I start, I know the Honorable Prime Minister, Honorable Kamala Prasad-Bissessar, is locked on and listening. Our viewership is high. There's a meeting the PNM is having in Bond Road, and they are struggling to get just over 700 viewers on Facebook. We are over 8,000 and climbing, brothers and sisters. That is the power of our coalition of interests. Before I start, I would like to say good night to so many fantastic people here tonight. I would like to start with Professor Cudjoe. Thank you so much for staying the course with the UNC and really fighting with us for your country, Professor. I would like to say thank you to the PSA Union for staying the course with over 2 years, and other unions like OWTU and President Roger and others who stayed the course with the UNC when we were negotiating behind the scenes for over 2 years. There was a lady there, Felicia Thomas, who is now the president of PSA. At that point in time, she was the first vice president. She said very little in those meetings, very little. So after the meetings, we used to say, I wonder if Felicia knows to talk. But the night I heard her in Grande for Wayne Sturge, I know why she's the president of PSA. And when she became the president of PSA, she supported the Honorable Kamala Prasad-Bissessar and the United National Congress. We say thank you, Felicia, and your team. Brothers and sisters, today we are 5 days away from ending a decade of destruction, decimation, and disregard for our citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. Never before has a government hurt so many citizens of this country. Never before has a government broken our national economy, crushed our public services, and treated our national institutions with disdain as this PNM has done for the past 10 years. Today, the PNM are so desperate that they are trying to rehash their propaganda from 10 years ago, all in an effort to have you forget what they did to you over the last 10 years. On Monday, we must reject those 7 fuel prices increases that President Roger talked about. On Monday, we must reject a government that offered you 4% while they increased their pension. Now, I thought Chinese people could count. I know I could count. So I listened to a little video that Stuart Young was, I think he was on a platform saying that, oh, UNC and the coalition of interest and union starting at 10%. But we at the PNM starting at 5%. So I say, my mother who is 92 years said, David, you hear what Stuart Young saying? She said, I thought Chinese could count. I say, mother, that fella going in reverse. So I always thought 10% was higher than 5%. I don't know where Stuart Young in his math saying 5% better than 10%. I want to tell you, the UNC and the coalition of interest with the union will start the negotiating at 10%. No less than 10%. It is there on the track record. So Stuart Young could come all what he wants to come and say. He is just talking hogwash. Now I have a problem with Stuart Young being the Prime Minister. I'm telling you that here tonight. When you go in the airport and you see the pictures of all past Prime Ministers, it starts from Eric Williams, the amount of years, then George Chambers, then A.N.R. Robinson, and then Mr. Pandey, and then you have Mr. Manning, and then we have our Kamala Prasad-Bissessar. It goes in years. It goes in years, my brothers and sisters. And the sad part about that, when you go to the airport on the 29th of April, you will see Stuart Young picture saying from the 17th of March to the 28th of April, 2025. 43 days. That number of 43 days will be under his picture as the length of time he would be Prime Minister of this country. 43 days. And that is what Rowley did to our country. He put a boy in charge to run your affairs. And we must run that boy out of town on the 28th of April, my brothers and sisters. When you look at Stuart Young, now I could talk about Stuart Young. I am the real Chinese. I think I am the real Chinese. I am the real Chinese, right? I don't know about Stuart Young, what genes, what race he has. I am the real deal. I am the real deal. When you look at Stuart Young's track record, in every ministry that he has been over the last 9 years, as President Roger will tell you, it has been failure upon failure upon failure. As I will use President Roger, he was so powerful in his jumping out speech in Naparima College a few weeks ago. And he said, it is not Kamala shut down the Petro train. It is who? The PNM. It is not Kamala took away the wage negotiations from the unions. It was who? The PNM. And the list goes on and on, my brothers and sisters. When you look at Stuart Young's track record in national security, it is a failure. When you look at his track record in the energy sector, it has been a failure. And he wants to come and tell you, well, forget about all of that. We start in a new chapter. We turn in the book and we start in a new chapter. So forget about my track record of a failure in national security, a failure in the energy sector, a failure as Gary Sobers. Forget all of that, and we'll start a new chapter from the 29th of April. We must say we're not taking none of that. We must say that and vote him out. I want to tell you something. I know it has been a long night, and there's much more I would have said as I bring greetings on behalf of the Honorable Kamala Prasad-Bissessar and the Coalition of Interest. And I must say, I would like to say thank you to Philip Edward Alexander and his team, the leader of PEP. Philip will fix it with Kamala Prasad-Bissessar on the 29th of April. I want to say thank you to my brother, and he's really my brother. I mean no other than my friend, my brother, the Honorable Prakash Ramada, the leader of the COP, a great, great, decent human being. We have a team, as Philip said, assembled here of decent men and women who has, I don't want to say the word, I think Philip was using the thing so. Have the PNM something doing that. Well, I will use the two hands. I think Philip was using one hand. I will use two hands because one is Rowley and one is Short Young. Both of them quaking on the 28th of April. So I want to tell you before I end, when the UNC wins, everybody wins. We agree with that? And the PNM is having a problem with that slogan. They are having a problem with that slogan. They cannot take, everywhere you go, you hear people singing the song. When UNC wins, everybody wins. Everywhere we go, you hear that song singing. But I want to dissect it a little bit. Because when UNC win, what you will get in Port of Spain and throughout Trinidad and Tobago, stronger laws to stop noise pollution in residential communities. What is wrong with that? The people are crying out for that. When UNC wins, you know what you'll get? Home visit by doctors from district health centers. Nothing is wrong with that. That is what UNC and the Coalition of Interest will give you. And health centers will be open once more 24/7 in our country. When UNC wins, you know what you'll get? Comfort patrols to safeguard your communities. What you had between 2010 and 2015, where people felt safer in their communities. That is what you will get on the 29th of April, my brothers and sisters. When UNC wins, you know what you'll get? Business approvals easier and faster to make our foreign direct investments come back once more in our country. When UNC wins, you know what you're getting? Lower corporate taxes to expand small and medium businesses. That is what you will get, my brothers and sisters. When UNC wins, you know what you're getting? You're getting free laptops for our students once more in our schools come the 29th of April, my brothers and sisters. When UNC wins, we will reopen the GATE program and expand the scholarship for our young men and women. When UNC win, children will win with security and safety officers and police presence in schools to stop the violence and the bullying that is taking place in our schools. What is wrong with that? That is what you will get with the Coalition of Interest. But Short Young and Rowley does not want that for you, my brothers and sisters. Short Young and Rowley spent over $600 billion in our country over the last 10 years. And you must ask yourself, what did you get for $600 billion that Short Young and Rowley wasted in our country? Now, I am sure Short Young and Rowley will call my name in the next platform. And they love David Lee's name. They love to call my name. Ladies and gentlemen, the tragedy of this country under Short Young and Rowley, as I am now the candidate for Caroni Central, and I traverse the constituency for the last 3 weeks, I am looking a little bit toasty. You know, in other words, if you're going to a Chinese restaurant, you might ask us crispy skin something. I looking like that, crispy skin. All right? I have been burnt in the sun for the last 17 or 18 days. As I traverse the constituency of Caroni Central, which is one of the largest landmass constituencies it has, you know how much days a month they get water? 2 days a month, my brothers and sisters. 2 days. Every 15 or 16 days, they get a 6-hour supply of water. They have been living like this for the last 10 years. And I told them, on the 29th of April, with God and Kamla Basad Bissessa and the coalition of interest, you will get a running supply, a better supply than twice a month, my brothers and sisters. I assure them that, and with your help, we will do it. Could you imagine? Twice a month you get water. How could you live? And you're asking over 31,000 people in the constituency of Caroni Central to live on twice a month of water. That is a tragedy. That is heartlessness. And I saw Ganga Singh a couple days ago, and I asked Ganga Singh, because when I walked, the people used to say, between 2010 and 2015, they got a better supply of water. And what Ganga Singh told me, who was in charge of WASA, he said that is pure wickedness by this PNM government. That is geographical discrimination that is being carried on by the PNM government in the distribution of water. So could you imagine, simple as water, they are doing that to you. Could you imagine, take God of your thought and give them another 5 years, what they will do to you and this country, my brothers and sisters? You will not know Trinidad and Tobago like how you know it today if you put those people back in. So brothers and sisters, there's not much more I can say tonight. All I will say to you is that on April the 28th at 6 p.m., you will have a new Prime Minister and none other than the Honorable Kamla Basad Bissessa and her team of the coalition of interest. I assure you that. I assure you that, my brothers and sisters. And as I end, for Port of Spain, when UNC win and the coalition of interest win, everybody in Trinidad and Tobago wins. I thank you so much. Reach home safe. I know the time is late. I thank you. We love you. Stay tuned. Everybody. 5 more days. 5 more days for salvation. I thank you so much.
Everybody's a winner. Everybody. When UNC win, everybody win. Everybody's a winner. When UNC win, Trinidad wins. UNC. Everybody wins. Everybody wins.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
Who's going to entertain you all this evening? So bring it on, Orlando Octave. There you go. Get them out. Hey, the time is now. Got to hold them out. Hey, man, enough is enough. 10 years we had it rough. PNM is drought. Get your food out here. But we voted. And we voted UNC. Your finger. UNC. And we voted UNC. Vote for Camela, better country. And we voted UNC. Lift your finger. UNC. And we voted UNC. Vote for Camela. Time to get rid of. Hey, put Mr. in charge. Hey, the People's Party. PNM advantage us for too damn long, and we run back with country. With the fake oily country spoil, Scotty must go. Close down Petro Chin, Scotty must go. Yeah. Where the taxpayers' money gone, in bird can't answer. And what about the gas? What is with Venezuela? And he bringing the sea.
And of course, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for the meeting there in Port of Spain. We are back with you. It's in the village with Uncle Tommy, Professor Wall Street, and you. And we're going to be taking you till 10 p.m. tonight, ladies and gentlemen. The only program on the planet where you can get a UNC stream. And when we finish, we get our program. Only here on WZYE 95.9 FM. But Tommy, I was watching some comments, and Patricia Reed, Patty, you know, sometimes I don't understand her, you know. This is what she said, right? She said, how much votes did Felicia get in the PSA election? You will think, right, Tommy, that Patty will do a little homework before she asks a question like that, right?
Of course.
Let me just say, you will think, right? And that is part of the problem, right? They're so accustomed to regurgitating whatever they get from the PM, right? That they don't like to do no homework. None of them. None. Zero. None of them. So I asked us to do some work for Patty. So Patty, look on the screen. And this is what I said to her. I said, Patty, Felicia received 2,612 votes. Yeah, that's it, Tommy. Second place was 975 votes. She received 167.8% more than the second place vote. A massive whooping. So what kind of question
almost 3 times as many votes.
Right. What kind of question is that she asking? Eh? You know, but you shouldn't expect anything from people like Patty and Gordon Joseph and PM Fox and them. They just don't have no information. You understand? Let me just say some welcomes here. Job Hammarine Singh. Good night. Blessings to you. Yeah. Good night to you. Bertram Joshua, welcome to you. Alvin Singh, welcome to you as well.
Isn't that Capitan?
No, that not Capitan. That must be Capitan cousin. That is his cousin. Because he wouldn't put up statements like that.
Yes. He and I spoke about that before, putting up water towers.
Oh, you think that is him? But that is the most positive comment Capitan put up in the last 6 months.
Yeah, because for years I've said that Trinidad they should put up water towers.
Hey, all right. So that is Capitan then. Alvin Singh Karoni. Oh yeah. That is him. Look he comment here. That is him. That is him. All right. He get exposed again. That is the third pseudo name, right? Okay. Yeah. Leonardo says UNC must win to save this country. Yeah, that is no joke, you know. Patty say gate not closed. How much gate closed under the PM Patty? You know how much? Oh God, boy. Caribbean Soul, all that get Abby. How come all didn't tell Abby the program was on today? Tommy, I want to think, Tommy, that we going now every night till Sunday, till Monday.
Right down to the wire.
We're going down to the wire. Yeah? Folks, we are going every night now till we're going every night till Monday. Every night. Straight and balanced. Yeah, Mr. Florida, welcome.
Good night, Mr. Hanson. Good night, Mr. Tommy. Good night to all the callers, all the texters, everybody in life. Happy peace, everybody here through the peace of God.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, Mr. Hanson, Mr. Tommy, very good man. Already doing a great job. Determination.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You're right. It's the only program that showed you UNC live and then have a program after.
Yeah, we're the only one. We just do it. That's how we just do it.
We just say, does do what?
We originate, we don't imitate. You know?
Exactly, that to follow. So you know what question I was asked, Patricia? How much vote Stuart Young get? How much vote he get to become the
Good question.
I don't think she can answer that question.
But you worrying about a democracy that happened in the PSA. That's a harder election. But Mr. Hansley, Mr. Tommy, if you win a race by 0.001 seconds, will you lose or you win?
You win.
One vote could make you win.
Correct is right. All it takes.
So it doesn't matter. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. You go ahead.
Yeah, I just got the lane. I don't know why I just got the lane. And say after.
The PNM monitoring your phone.
Anything is possible.
Yeah, so she talking about a democracy happening. If that no democracy was happening in PNM, you think that is not one of the factors that a lot of people change in their mind?
Yeah.
Of money?
I don't know what she talking
because you have a party and the people you say other party is not have democracy and they corrupted. But you didn't have an election, but you worrying about other people who had an election.
Yeah.
So look on this now.
Yeah, man, bless. So, folks, I want you all to take this in. Watch this. This is in Stuart Young community. Take a listen to this. I wonder this is the one with the. I don't think this is the one with the cussing. Anyway, what time is it? All right, let me take a listen to this.
Stewart Land, Part 5. This one is the best.
10 years of suffering and one major election, and Stuart Young sent a whole team to fix the road.
Well, you see that? All the time, the road day, it ain't fixed. A general election call, and here comes the young prime minister to patch the road. But Tommy, I see a picture with a car. I don't know if that's true. They paved the road around the car. It's like the car was parked. You know what? I go get a picture. And you all have to see it. And Tommy, they paved the road, and where the car parked, they didn't pave that. Let me take this call. KFC, welcome.
Hi, good night, Mr. Washington, Uncle Tommy, man.
What's happening, man?
Okay.
Man, you have work to do, man. You're going right down. No rest for the wicked, man.
No rest for the wicked. No rest. No rest. To get rid of this PNM, you cannot rest. You cannot rest.
That's all.
You can't rest.
You have to be on the P's and the Q's.
Yeah.
And watch them. Because they'll upset them. They will try to thief milk out of tea and all.
But they try to thief win if they could.
Yeah, they're so evil. But Mr. Washington, man.
Yeah.
When you went see where everybody wins, man.
Everybody wins.
You mark out a spot. You look at our water, man. You can build the water to water center, man.
Yeah.
You look for a nice little big spot, man.
Yeah. Yeah, correct.
Which one they bring down that building there? If you look at that glass spot there, right?
Boy, you know, that could be a nice spot, you know. We could that same spot right there, because David Mohammed Galan up in Prince Galan. And then that piece of, you know, KFC, that's a brilliant idea. You come up with the interest, you know.
Yeah.
That brilliant day, boy.
A man who look like you bring him home, you fed him, you roll on red carpet, you talk to him, go straight, you can give it. If come on, can give David a piece of land. So who is you?
Yeah. You know, I think that's a done deal under the that's a done deal under the UNC.
Yeah, when you UNC, everybody wins.
Everybody wins.
The PNM don't give PNM don't give black people like me and you know, Mr. Washington.
Yeah, them ain't getting black people nothing.
You gender?
Yeah. Hey, I just said that. I have a video to play. Let me play this video with this youth from up in Catal Pro. Let me take this one. Yeah, busy welcome.
How you going? How you going? Good night. Good night.
We going
I
good,
hear,
man. How you going?
I hear you coming Tuesday.
Tuesday?
You coming across it Tuesday?
You know, that is I think I gotta come for the inauguration, you know.
Yeah, I hear so all over social media.
I feel so. I feel so. You put
Yeah.
something there in my mind, you know. When is my final,
Yeah, I
boy?
hear.
My final exam is in May, boy. The inauguration will be after May, right? When
You could come and spend a few. You could come and spend a few days, man. Just.
yeah.
Hey, your
Yeah.
partner, boy.
Yeah.
Everywhere, partner, boy. Diaz.
Yeah. I didn't even know that, boy.
Yeah, I tell you that day when I call him when he was on your program.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a man. Check for me. He's supposed to come and check me anytime again.
Yeah, he's a good one. He's a good one. He's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We sit down and we drink about 3 Malta. You don't. No alcohol, no alcohol.
Chi Malta. Yeah, I like that.
3 Malta, we drink it, you know.
I used to like Malta, you know, but Malta have a little too much sugar in it these days, boy.
Yeah, but it's 3 drink, like, but I don't
Three.
want to beat though.
Uh,
But that particular day, you know, boy, I had cross buns.
Yeah.
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 I had cross buns. Give him, enjoy yourself, man.
Yeah.
Well, partner.
He has a good one. He's a good one. Yeah.
Suppose, but you could not remember. You could not remember him. When I tell you, he's.
Yeah, of course I
Yeah.
remember him. Because I dealt with him when he was in charge of Pantrinburg, when he was the president of Pantrinburg. I tell you, we signed contract under him. When he was in Pantrinburg, yeah. I dealt with him personally. You understand?
Yeah. But tell them, the government has some money for him then. He ain't get it yet.
Yeah, them ain't go give him that money. You go get that money on the UNC.
Nah. Yeah, Kamla give him a piece at time there.
Yeah, Kamla go give him that money. Yeah.
So what you doing?
Everything good, man. We can't complain. We're going straight through till Monday. Every night we going through.
Oh, because some days I call you, but I know you may be busy and things.
Boy, boy, when the phone does ring 200 times a day, you know. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, but boy, right now, freeze are full.
Yeah.
With all kind of thing we have to cook Tuesday.
Yeah.
Not Monday night, Tuesday. Aloo and chana. Goat, chicken, yeah.
Okay.
Big celebration. Watch, if everything was good. Big celebration, you know.
I'm telling you.
Boy, yeah, man. It will be very, 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 very big.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking of that because I want I'm fighting hard. I always say that I want them to get back those children and them the disability grant.
You'll get it back, man. They will get it back. I'm telling you, you'll get it back.
Yeah, I'm fighting for them to get back.
They will get it back.
All children, all who cut off. I hope they don't have to go through the whole process again, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm fighting for them to get.
They
will get it.
Yeah, they
will get. That you know, if but.
Yeah, man. Bless.
Yeah, but I hope everything will go good. They only voting process and thing, but they're fighting hard. They want to win the election bad, you know.
Yeah. Hey, I had to go. We have a guest coming in now. We have a guest coming in. So, folks, we have a guest coming in right now. Let's go to our guest. He actually said I sent him and he said he will join us. Let's bring him in. Mr. Philip Alexander, welcome. How are you doing, sir?
I'm very good. We're trying to hear you through the noise.
I know.
You hearing me?
Yeah, we're hearing you loud and clear. But
we
appreciate you giving us a few minutes
So
of
if
your
you
time.
can't get us on speakerphone, I'm trying.
Yeah, you hearing me?
You gotta give us a second. Yeah,
all right, no problem.
Let's plug this in for a second. What are you doing? Yeah, that's a. So come through the class speaker. No, that's not. Oh, this is your phone. Why don't you use my phone?
Because yeah, problems with organizing.
So all right. So what we're gonna do? They're gonna come back in, but they're gonna come back in with So folks, what we did, we trying to get somebody live from where they had the meeting tonight, and we asked Philip Alexander to come, and he said he's gonna join us. So give him a few minutes, and he's gonna come back and join us. In the meanwhile, folks, take a listen. Somebody asked me to play this.
Everybody say. Everybody say come live. Come in. Every vote for UNC, peace and prosperity. We can secure our family right here in TNT. Say everybody know, this is the whole show. Who will ask all the tax and give the children laptops? Is who we voted? Yes, we voted.
All right, let's go back. We're going live and direct straight to Trinidad. Here we have Mr. Philip Edward Alexander joining us again. Philip, how are you doing?
Exhausted, exhilarated, excited.
Yeah, and I know. We're not gonna keep you long, but we hear you talk on the platform tonight as usual. You know, you're bringing and Philip, that crowd you had there in Port of Spain today was a splendiferous, tremendous, marvelous, splentastic, splentacular, wonderfulicious, fantabulous crowd.
Sent a message to them, Sent a message to them. All of these people here was Port of Spain people,
Yeah. I mean, and you know, when they say UNC and they say PEP and they say Port of Spain, they figure that you're not going to be able to bring the type of crowd that you brought tonight. The place, and Philip, the diversity in the place, that is something that the PNM quaking in the boots.
Brother, I telling you, packing St. John's Hall is not an easy feat. When I came down off the stage, I walked outside and there was people all around this building. I mean, I was so moved by the volume of people that was here tonight. I want to tell you, I watched that. We shared a picture because while I was speaking, there's a PNM meeting going on and they had 212 views and we had 613 views. That means we beat them on the ground and we beat them in social media. Monday, I want to beat them in the ballot box. And I feel that happening too. They're battling in the marginals, And what they don't know is, or the Spain North, St. Anne's West, up for grabs. We're taking that on Monday.
And you know, Philip, just as Tommy and I here in foreign, right? And seeing the suffocation, deceitful, disingenuous behavior of the PNM, all of a sudden, Stuart Young now know things expensive in the grocery. All of a sudden, I mean, and you know what the crazy part is? The man gone on a platform and show his ignorance, you know. I don't know if you ever really went to the grocery.
I want to tell you something. Stuart Young is a child of privilege. He doesn't know that he doesn't know what he's talking about. So when they're trying to make him look like he is somebody that could walk with the Baptists and walk with the Muslims, what he is looking like is a square peg in a round hole, because you could see a human body has rhythm. He doesn't have the rhythm of those interactions. You could see he's a stranger to those interactions. I don't want to get in his business, The less I talk about that interloper, that mimic man, that political squatter, the less I talk about him, the better. I'm talking about the people in Port of Spain, North St. Anne's West, who need a rescue. And this is the biggest option they ever had as a candidate, Philip Edward Alexander, backed by the United National Congress. But we're bringing fire on Monday.
And Philip, I don't know if you want to talk about this, but you don't have to if you don't want to. Today, we hear that Paul Nahos have left the NTA and joined the UNC camp. I know you're aware of that, right? And
I bring him across. I taking the credit. Tonight I put out a call for everybody. Last night, the General Secretary of the NTA was in Devish Maharaj office. Those parties are going to vomit themselves into the United National Congress Coalition just over the next 24 hours. The reality that everybody facing is now is not the time for politics as usual. We want a better country. They're seeing the squad that Kamala has assembled, and they're saying them is the right people. Them could fix this thing and go in with that. That is what it is.
Suffice it to say, you're in your heart, you seem to imply that splitting the vote is going to hurt more than help.
You see, to be honest with you, when you're a week before an election and you're polling under 10%, you're supposed to fold it up. And if they continue, then you have to assume their intentions are not honorable. And then we have to gut them from inside. Leave the leaders to run. The people who they're using, those candidates, they want a better life. They want water. They want affordable food. They want jobs. They want the ability to get married, have a family, own a home. Basic things that I'm saying to you, the country that y'all are in right now, what I'm saying to you is just normal. Things that y'all take for granted is like saying people want sunrise and people want sunset. In Trinidad, we have a two-tiered education system. We have a prestige education system for the privileged few, and the rest of the people get a horrendous, also ran education that turns them into security guards and French fry packers. People want hope. They want opportunity. They want real jobs that they can build into careers. The country has been broken to benefit the 1%, and we are going to undo that. I promise Trinidad and Tobago, we will break their hands off that treasury.
You know, Philip, and we're not going to keep you long because I know you're tired. Philip, I saw a video with Noel Garcia, and he's talking to some young black youths, and he's calling them criminals and gangster because of there was a possible event somewhere. And I'm saying to myself, is this the modus operandi of the PNM? Because of course, you know, he's a PNM. And why would he say such language to these young men?
Because they're desperate and they're hurting. They're desperate and they're hurting. The PNM in its heart knows that it's lost the election. They don't even know how badly they've lost us yet. They're sending out fake polls and holding the real information. Imagine you are the People's National Movement and you do an internal poll, and in your internal poll of polling PNM members, UNC beat you. That's madness to them. PNM doesn't know what to do here. They send and call back Rowley. Rowley thought he was coming back as his saving grace. People want to arrest some big stick and boot on him politically because they see Kid Rowley as responsible. And you did this to the country, and then you cut and run, and you send this little boy Stuart Young. And the people saying, you know what? We're not taking this no more. On Monday, April 28th, the first act is to fire them. And from Tuesday, April 29th, to launch investigations and prosecute the lot of them.
Well, Philip, I don't want to keep you any longer, man. It's always a pleasure for us to give us a little. We say 5 minutes, and you was loyal. You're loyal. You're showing me loyalty now. We sent Satish a quick. You sent Satish a quick message. Satish said, you know, I go try. And Satish.
Now he know, you see, he know I'm running on 3 hours sleep, and I just want to go home, eat, bathe, sleep in that order.
Yeah, man. So any closing words before you go for the diaspora?
I just want to tell, you know, I want to tell you all, we really appreciate, you see, all of you from the diaspora outside and holding the mirror and reflecting ourselves back to us. You're doing us yeoman service, and we appreciate greatly. I want to tell all the people who can help, even if you have to email or text or WhatsApp your family home and say, listen, don't play the fool with our democracy. Go out Monday morning early and vote. Send them transportation money. Say, travel, go and vote.
Yeah.
Because it is important.
Philip, and Satish, tell Satish I said thank you very much. Yeah,
boy.
You're very welcome.
Yeah.
Thank you, Philip.
All right, man.
Later.
Thanks a lot. Take
Later,
care, fellas.
guys.
All right, bye-bye.
Alrighty.
Yeah. So, folks, there you have it.
There it is.
There it is, folks. Philip Alexander, giving us a few minutes. I tell you, we originate, we don't imitate. You understand? We just do it different. Listen, yellow is the code, and we serious about this. We very serious. This is no joke.
Yeah.
This is no joke. Serious, we serious. We very, very serious. But I want to play a video for you guys. Let me get back this video here. Let me get it back. And let me continue to play it. Let me finish it, folks. Let me finish this video. Take a listen to this video. Then I have a next one I want to play for you guys before we leave tonight.
If I still going to do them that every day until the dirty PM out of the country. Every single day. Every single day. Every single day. You're super in back. Stuart Young don't study the picture on the road, What Stuart Young need to study is December 31st when 5 houses right here burn down. And he and Donna Cox come up and Donna Cox come up with a strapless dress defining gravity at 60. Because me know them breasts staying up in here. But anyway, 5 homes burn here. Stuart Young came for the people that scandal bag of promises big like Santa own. And for how much years now? That was December 31st, 2022 or 2021 going in because a lantern come off the hill due to the Chinese bringing in lanterns for every whole years. And all about now the people house nowadays, they had one house. I don't care who vex, because slaves living wrong here. I don't care who vex. The slaves living wrong here. You can't tell a slave that we come out of slavery when you don't know he's a slave. You understand? I don't care who vex. Watch. People homes burn down. Empty promises. For them back. We go see who voting who back. Watch. Nothing done. The year is 2025. Right? This burn down. This fire finished January 1st, 2022. Nothing done, my watch. You make a little video and embarrass them, they run quick and they pave the road. And they bring in police, like somebody go interfere with the man who pave any road. They don't need to have these police out there in the Hudson, but they're trying to sell people here as a hotspot, but they Stuart Young seat. I thought we love him. Why they need to bring police? I thought we vote for him. I thought them working wrong here. I Paul Spain Corporation. Them don't need to bring no police to work. Them is people living wrong here. They better go up the road and fix that steps for a film too. Because them children coming down that steps could break their neck. Watch. Paul Spain full of slaves. Slaves, I don't know they're slaves. What's the situation here? Look the old Sunday school. I grew up going Sunday school. They grew up poor. Every morning you used to come here, you used to get a slice of bread and half a fig, a cup of cocoa. You get $5 sometime and you go to school. Now we do all that. Now what we have is rubbish. And slaves defending the slave master, talking about, we sick boss, you sick, The boss sick, but you're the slaves. We sick boss. That is slavery. When you don't know you're a slave, that is complete slavery. Right? What these people need to study is the Prime Minister registered 200,000 Venice yesterday to vote and 50,000 Chinese. That's what I had to study. They know that. But they're working hard in the sun, defending these people. You don't study that. I know for you to study. Why you wasn't the driver instead of the laborer? Same reason I is not a politician. Corruption around the country. So they give you a shovel because you seem to be educated. You seem to be well educated. But
so there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is in Short Young constituency. You understand? Well, let's see what is going on. Right? All of a sudden, they're patching all kind of road to me. They're patching,
Patch season.
Yeah, it's patch season. Yeah? But it have another one. Where's this one? Oh no, that is a short. That one is a short. Let me see that one. That one was a short. Okay, here it go. That one is a short. But I want you all to see this. Watch this one here, folks. All right, hold on. I want you all to see this one. Let us talk all kind of thing. PNM like black people. We could talk that talk, you know. PNM like black people. Who black people PNM like? Listen to this one. And let us want to talk about the UNC. Watch this one earlier. Listen to this one. Listen to this.
Every time I come to the park, sir, it don't no goal to play football. Most of the swings in so many areas, it mash up. Most of the slides that go on, most of the seesaws going through as well. And see, it our swing down, so down in phase 5, it mash up as well. So right now, all we need is some goals and things to play football, we swing so you can slide. Because sometimes when I come assist that, it's nothing to play. And yeah.
So I've heard your cries. We have heard your cries. And we are back here today to present you with your big goal posts, with your swings, and your small goal posts for both you and your sister and the rest of the youths of Lantana Court to play. So guys, I have gotten corporate sponsorship to deliver your swing, and your goal post is on the other end there. You all have some hockey size posts and small goal posts. So we have delivered. I am looking forward to continue working with you guys, the young people of La Hocketa, to develop you all, and I will bring sports back into your community. Okay? So I want you all to take good care of these. Hand these keys over to the adults and make sure you all lock down your goal posts. So now you all have this swing and you all have your goal posts to bring your little sister to play.
On behalf of our community, I want to say much thanks to Mr. Watts for fulfilling the dream of our youth. They have been out here for a while and no swing, no goal post, and they have to go all the way to phase 5. So we give much thanks for having a goal post and our swing on the lantana for the youth of our community.
All you see, all I want to talk about UNC this and UNC that. The PNM didn't know them things that wasn't happening in our community. And they didn't know that. Listen now. That's why keep telling you guys, you know. Under Kamala Prasad Processor, she reduced the amount of black people living below the poverty line from 19.8% to 17.3%. Under Prime Minister Rowley, he increased it from 17.3% to 26.3%. And all they want to talk about UNC this and UNC that. Them fellas, he didn't have to do that, you know. He not even in opposition. And watch that. Simple. Why the PNM couldn't do that? Why? Why they couldn't do that? Tommy, that not expensive? As a matter of fact, Foster Cummins could take money out of your own pocket and do that. That is small change for him. Small change.
True.
Why?
True.
Why you can do that? Them like black people? Or them as black youths, you know. I know what they will say, Tommy. You know what they will say? Hey, look at UNC. They pick out some black youths to go and help them like if they're going to help them. No, that is not true. That is not true. Or you go in the community. Right? Them didn't have it. They didn't have it. And when UNC win,
everybody wins.
There we go. Everybody wins. And them youth them winning already, you know. They're already winning because you know, Tommy, idle mind. Yeah?
It's the devil's workshop.
Huh? Look, somebody come now. Princess with about 10Z. Princess say PNM did nothing. What dotishness you talking, Caribbean soul? Princess is Prince or Princess? I'm gonna make sure I get it correct. Or is Princess. Princess, did you just see that video? That is Long Hackett Tal Paro. Answer that for we now. What happened there?
Hi,
KFC,
good night.
welcome.
Hi, good night, Mr. Washit.
Yeah.
Now that you managed to be in the Prime Minister, Sharon to be well spoke one.
Yeah, man.
You know what I was say?
Yeah.
The UNC using all the black man, all the black
Yeah.
intelligent youth man for vote.
Yeah. That's what I go say.
But Mr. Washit, to be honest and true, either man grew up in a PNM stronghold. The PNM is neglect the community, you know, Mr. Washit. Really and truly, you know. It's when you come out to election time, let's come and shout all this small thing and put the patching up there, the patching up about dead dog and all that in the road.
Okay.
Cat, donkey, everything, you know.
Yeah.
The patching and all that, truck and all that.
Right. Yeah.
The mama guy who put them in East West corridor and environment, especially the stronghold. Look at the young lady was showing some videos. She passed through 5 decades. She said she great grandmother.
5 decades. Yeah. 5, you know.
So they really voted for. Look at small plain constituency. Rapid data and 9 tongue. You know, down by the street, they go by the hospital. If they have place, that's a homeless place, go by church and beg and get clothes and all kind of thing there. Right by your office there. Certain robbers there by the gas station there. I remember Mr. Walsh, but I feel I'm sure one of them love it so, you know.
They like
But
it so.
them concerned voting our government who oppressing them. And only like them come on to election time, get them out of your LFC pep.
And that is it.
And fool them. They actually cut them go down and still down there, that football competition.
But
Mr. Walsh, the basketball court rough. No basketball ring, no backboard, nothing. You see $1 million fish market to build. That man probably I will call it back and give a flick about see what I'm thinking. I love so
Yeah, man. But KFC, that ain't working here tonight. Caribbean Soul, thanks to the picture. Look the picture earlier. Watch the picture. Oh, Princess. All your Brooklyn, hold on. Look the picture. Watch the picture. Watch.
What
Tommy,
tongue is that?
You know, I don't know, you know. Tommy, and I also do a close up on the car just to make sure it's a number. I don't understand that, Tommy. I don't want to believe that is true.
Well, a picture tells 1,000 words.
No, but Tommy, I don't want to believe that is true though.
You
know what I'm asking, Tommy? Who responsible? If the driver responsible, or if the paving people responsible, or if the government responsible? People asking that question. And I'm like, Lord have his mercy. Tommy, you know for a fact, in this country, when you're going and pave a road, what do they do?
Put up a note to notify the residents.
Of course. And for the hour or so, they're going to pave the road. They close the road.
That's it.
Before, make sure everybody car is moved, and they close the road. It's easy. But them people and them pave a wrong car. What boy, they're real good. They're real good. Right? Anything to fool people. Anything to fool people. Or so I think Princess say we misunderstand this. Well, I don't know if it's a he or a she. If it's a prince. Hey, Brooklyn, I'm sorry, I forget.
You forget about me, or a long time I ain't call you, forget me about you.
Brooklyn, what is going on?
Election, are you happy?
Yeah.
But I want to say, Wall Street,
the
PNM just pave road, and when rainfall, everything mash up. When PNM pave road and rainfall, everything mash up. Right? That's how I know it. And the reason why people will continue supporting the PNM in these areas where black people is poor. PNM continue to give the people who they have in control, the 1 or 2 people they have in the community, they will give them material to develop community, and they will take the material and build their own house. And nobody talks because the name on attendance list. It has been going on since I was small. It's 48 years, but it's still going on. You see, the PNM continue to make black people be so dependent on this European CPEP work. It's it's slavery, straight slavery, right? It's like you're handicapped, and that's all you're depending on in order to survive. And some people have no other choice because they don't know nothing else. That's all they know. The mother was, it's like in the US here, Uncle Tommy and Wall Street. Your parents was on welfare, the children come up, them on welfare, them on government housing. It's a program for poor, especially black people, even in this country, they do the same thing to depend on the government assistance, and they will support the government whether they're right or they're wrong. They don't care because they figure if they don't support, they will lose what they're getting, right? And they have continued to use that as an advantage. But this generation don't want to hear that. By now, the minimum wage in Trinidad and Tobago should be at least where everybody at the end of the month should be making less than $10,000 to survive in Trinidad and Tobago. The minimum wage should be at a point where people working happy at the end of the month, they should make at least $10,000 in order to survive, feed the family, and pay all these taxes that the PNM put on the people. So again, Wall Street, the Trinidad and Tobago is going to be shocked come April 28th. The dragon, the still PNM said they read till they're dead. Well, they have 100. I agree with them 100% because they read till the dragon is dead. It's an army. It's a tsunami. Not even an army because the PNM, like I said, them is the Red Army. The UNC is a tsunami, and you all know what a tsunami does do. When it, not even no army can stand up to a tsunami, and it will be a tsunami hitting on April 28th when the yellow take over Trinidad and blue take over Tobago, right? It will be a tsunami, a wave like never seen before. So I want Patty and Gordon Joseph and all of them, if all of them want to end up drowned in the tsunami, vote UNC, right? Make that mistake for me on April 28th. And when all they go and see the Balize, or they must see the flowers and the branches of the Balize dead like the dragon that Stuart Young and them kill. And make sure, and for a brighter tomorrow, after April 20th, on April 29th, the sun must rise.
Yeah, man.
Vote for the rising sun.
Bless. Yeah, man. Comrade, welcome. Comrade, welcome.
Good night, Wall Street.
Good night.
And your listeners.
And Uncle Tommy. Yeah.
Uncle Tommy. I have been looking at that photograph you showed with the paved around the vehicle.
Yeah.
And if I am not mistaken, look at the thickness of the paving that was placed upon the road. A drizzle will remove that. A drizzle will remove that entire thing. You don't even want heavy rain. And the reason for that is when we had the Petrotrin refinery running, there was a byproduct from refining called bitumen.
Correct. Bitumen. Correct.
Which we used to produce in abundance. Now, that used to be added to the asphalt as a binding and a waterproof agent. Now that we have no refinery, and we don't have bitumen, the little bit that they import in, I think they get in from Barbados, in smaller quantities, they have to stretch it. So when they put down the paving, you remember a long time when they pave a road, you used to see heat coming straight.
Correct.
There's that thing hot. You can't, when we used to play football in the road and they come and they pave.
Correct.
Couple days you walk on that because we didn't have money for shoes. We used to walk barefoot.
Correct is right.
So football in the road was barefoot.
Correct.
That used to be hot. That asphalt used to be hot. Don't care about rainfall on it. That used to be the good stuff. But now, they're paying contractors big money to fool people. And then the same contractor coming back to repave it again and repave it again. Just look at that picture close, then you will see where the car park.
Yeah.
All the stone that's supposed to be binding the asphalt just rolling away, little by little, rolling away. So that will just go down in the drain. That will cause flooding because that will go and stuck up in the river. That will block up all the drains as it roll away down in the water course. Wasting time and there's flood on top of that. These people really have to go. You know what we have to do with these PNM? We have to put them in a political pipeline like the four divers.
Oh God.
Yes, a political pipeline. But not for long, 3 or 4 days, just like the divers. And then when they realize what time it is, the code is yellow.
Yeah, man.
Remember that.
Bless.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. Folks, don't forget, put your closing comment in the chat, send your closing voice notes, and put your closing quote. Send your closing voice notes, put your closing quotes in the chat, and your closing comments. Yeah? So, folks, another night in the books. We're going to be coming to you every night till Monday. Monday, we're going straight ahead, folks. We're going straight down. Straight. We're going. Yeah, man, KFC.
Hi, good night, Mr. Washington, Uncle Tommy, man.
What's happening, man?
For your marathon, man. We're going right down until
Yeah, we're going all the way.
April 28th.
Yes, we're going.
I send that video of the evil wicked pastor there. You take it in. But Mr. Washington, a joke for a good Friday now. For my Pinas Kiss Scotland now. You know, there's something money for 2 years and something.
Right.
But you give my letter. To drop it by Donald Cox, and make sure and stay. She take more information that take more. I'll shut up my ID card. Up to now, she didn't call me 2 years and something. So I call him. I say, "He's Scotland right now. Me having nothing. I going through real pain now. Thing. Yeah, we go drop up and say after election, but make sure I go out and vote. I said, "I want to go and vote for the PRM. I don't have nothing." Yeah, make sure I go there. Without even have a kid, I just suffer poor people in this restaurant. Yeah, they have bag, they have butter bread, a half a chicken.
Oh
God! And I see them. I come and promise they don't have a fish market. But Mr. Washington, you know that contractor, they will pay in the road. If you wrong the car, you know that contractor come back there and get double the price?
Correct is right. Yeah.
So I'm blessed. That
Yeah, man. Bless.
Bless.
All right, yeah. COP, welcome. COP.
Wall Street.
Yeah.
And Uncle Tommy.
Yeah.
Good night. And good night to the listener and them. Wall Street, the program running real nice, you know.
Yeah.
Will you tell me, all they had also show that when we put the pave around the car?
Yo.
Wall Street.
Yeah.
They pave around the car. So them cannot take up that car.
Nah.
Them cannot take up that
COP,
car.
stay right there. COP, hold it. Let's just go for the quick top of the hour. Stay right there. Don't go nowhere. Stay right there. 25 seconds.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio. WZYE 95.9 FM.
Yeah, COP.
Shooter.
Yeah.
I would have recognize this 10 o'clock, you know. I want to see that picture, it distract me. Well, Shooter, this government taking up hundreds of vehicles in Port of Spain with record, right? Wreck all about in Sugar and something. And them couldn't take a record and wreck that vehicle and bring back the people in the vehicle or give him or wreck the vehicle and let the man come and pay for the money, pay and take it back. Because you can't pack up a vehicle in the road, especially when the government paving the road and things. That should be moved and properly well paved. The state cannot do that.
But COP, they probably didn't give enough notice.
Uncle Tony?
If they didn't give enough notice, then it would be wrong to touch the car.
How it could be wrong to touch the car? It's illegal.
They need to give adequate notice that they were intended to do that.
It's illegal something. But it will be generous if you move the vehicle and pave the road and put back the vehicle over there.
That's what they could have done, but they didn't. They couldn't wreck it and put the burden on the owner of the vehicle if they didn't give adequate notice.
Will pave around a vehicle and leave the vehicle riding. No country in the world will do that.
I agree. I fully agree.
Only Trinidad and Tobago. It's sad to see. It's sad to see, but I still say the money that the PNM spending in this campaign and in banners and things can help all the poor and needy in this country. And I will tell Stuart Young this: you will pay a dread penalty by the people finger for governing this way, because everything you know all the schools and them, you know all the children and them failing, you know $500 today is $200. $500 yesterday was $200 today groceries. You know all those things now, and you're promising people what you didn't do for 10 years. Lies and deceit, hypocrisy. You're going to pay a dread penalty for that. And Wall Street, it's so nice to know that I ask every night until election, and I hear it every night until election. Uncle Tony, that is part of being an advisor too. When the advisors ask for those things and get through with it. Trinidad and Tobago, we will enjoy this program every night until election. And I just asking for something.
Yeah.
Well, let's share the program and subscribe. And Wall Street, you're going to get a new call. You're going to get some new callers and them. And I'm telling the new callers and them, be part of the program. You will be appreciated, and you have a voice over here on this program. Be part of this program. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Bless.
Thank you.
So what we do here, we like you to be part of the village. You understand? Like we have I had to do something for Mr. Florida too, Mr. Florida sent us a drop too, I had to do that one too. We have Caribbean Soul. We have a drop by Caribbean Soul. We have one by Rennie Mohammed. So if you're sending your drop, and if you're good enough to make it, you have to be good enough to make it. You don't just play it just so. You understand? You have to be good enough. So Caribbean Soul make it, and we call him Dr. Love Rennie Mohammed. Those two have made it so far. It looked like Mr. Florida might make it too. He sent one. I had to go back if it didn't go again. But Mr. Florida, maybe send it again for me, because the other side disappearing thing in 7 days, it does disappear. So send it for me again. So we do it. So folks, anyway, as we say, we're going on with a marathon. We on every night till Monday. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Right? In Trinidad, you can't talk politics on the Monday of the election.
No, not on election day.
Yeah. But
no, absolutely no campaigning on election day.
In America, could you talk politics on that day?
It don't matter.
What do you mean?
In America, it don't matter in America.
America, you could talk politics, right?
Yep.
But we in America, we know in Trinidad. No, I'm asking, folks, I like to know. We broadcast from the United States of America. In Trinidad, you can't talk politics. But could we talk Trinidad politics on Monday?
I would reckon we can, because we're not in Trinidad.
We're not in Trinidad. So, folks, that's a question.
But we can do. But we wouldn't be able to interview anybody from Trinidad.
Yeah, we can't interview nobody. But I want to know if the callers could talk politics. You understand what I'm saying? So, folks, find that out for us. Can we speak politics on Monday? We are not located in Trinidad and Tobago. Can we talk politics, being that we are not in Trinidad and Tobago? I saw Caribbean Soul and them. Caribbean Soul go find out. But SWS say not even in America. No, we just talk politics here in America, boy. Capitan say yes. I can't believe, can't believe. Capitan say after 6 p.m. Capitan, me know what? After the poll close.
Yeah, after the poll close, you can talk it in
Oh, we
Trinidad.
not in Trinidad. But anyway, all you find out that first, please. We on for the rest.
They wouldn't be if they caught with their radio on before 6 p.m. talking on politics playing, they could be charged. I want to think.
If your radio on,
yeah, let's say somebody
if you have on a radio that broadcasting from the United States of America,
and you talk about Trinidad politics,
yeah,
it might be illegal.
oh, that could be illegal.
Well,
Your radio supposed to be off,
let's find out. Let's find out.
folks. I don't think Patty and Gon Joseph and them gonna know anything about that because they don't use Google. So we want to find out about that. All right, folks. Can we speak about politics on the day of the election in Trinidad and Tobago if we are not located in Trinidad and Tobago? All right. So you all have a little homework to do. So here is my closing. You know, yeah, KFC. You have an answer for us?
Oh, Mr. Washit, you know in Trinidad and Tobago, but over here you can't talk about politics until after 6.
Yeah, but can we talk about politics?
Well, only in the snow, you know. I know when they come in, they might arrest in the airport. Bless you until tomorrow.
Yeah, man. Bless. So my closing quote is Frederick Douglass says, power concedes nothing without a demand. It never did and it never will. Find out just what any people will quietly submit to, and you have found out the exact measure of injustice and wrong which will be imposed upon them. And these will continue till they are resisted with either words or blows or with both. That's Frederick Douglass. From where I said this is it, the clock on the wall said that's all I like to say, but I've got to go. Remember, hard work beats talent when talent does not work hard. And for every 60 seconds of anger, you lose 1 minute of happiness. Remember, your circumstances may determine who you are, but you are responsible for who you become. Go ahead, Tommy.
Although the world is full of suffering, it is also full of overcoming of it. Although the world is full of suffering, it's also full of overcoming of it. Like I say, you, the man in the mirror, have to become that change that you want to see. However, when you look in that mirror, if you don't like what you see, you cannot blame the mirror. Never look down on a person unless you're giving them a hand up. Everybody, stay safe until we meet again tomorrow, God willing. Love you all.
Thank you, Tommy.
Good night.
Okay. Trendsetter says mainstream media cannot talk politics. Social media may not fall in that. Check it out. Ninja Girl says freedom of speech in Trinidad. Mr. Intellectual said not you cannot talk about politics, you cannot campaign. So you can't say yellow is the code, or you can't play a campaign song.
Okay.
SOS say, but you can on YouTube. Sure you can. Okay. Ninja Girl said, God bless everyone, be safe and blessings. Capitan say after the polls close. We know that. Lan Kimo says the strong financial ethnic communities will always control and manipulate TNT's politics and politicians. TNT's politics and politicians will in turn manipulate and control weak ethnic communities. Okay. Capitan say, Walls, Monday night, you go be cooking in the basement. I go pass and make a line. Yeah, boy, you have a party in the basement.
Mr. Anselm, Mr. Comey, good night, everybody. Everybody be safe till we meet tomorrow. Mr. Anselm, you could ask Miss Karen.
Yeah.
Able to tell you.
Yeah, I'll call she. Okay, she'll call.
All right.
Thanks.
Good night.
Yeah, man.
Good night, everybody.
Bless. Beyond said yellow is the code when UNC wins, TNT wins. The evil spirit from Red Tobago lock on. Okay. Only the PNM can do that without consequences. I think Ninja Girl say, Angel, tell your mother and your father to vote for UNC. Angel, you also can vote UNC. TNT need a change of governance. Winston McKenzie says, Brosnan, nice weeping, enjoy for a night, and joy comes in the morning. Caribbean Soul closing comment. You wouldn't let your grandparents pick your playlist. Why would you let them pick your representative to determine your future? Barack Obama. Hey, wonderful Caribbean Soul. You no longer get a closing comment from Busy, Bisram. Vashti says intelligent citizens vote for betterment, no tax, more jobs, better health care, schools, so much. Peter Hilbert says Balis, they have snake, not dragon. All right, folks. Capitan want to know if PNM lose on Monday night, what happened to Stuart? Stuart will go down in history as the shortest prime minister. Capitan closing, Mr. Intellectual closing comment. It is the Lord who set up kings and bring them down. The voice of people is the voice of God. Hey, look, Princess says Mr. Young and all them other wicked ministers should start packing their bags. They are done. All right, then. Angel Mohammed says, my mother says UNC always. What? So we don't bother to vote? That makes sense. All right, folks. So we are out of here. We see you guys tomorrow. Same WZY time, same WZY channel. There is also another meeting tonight. There's 2 meetings tomorrow night. And as we say, we originate, we imitate. We'll try to broadcast both meetings. So we'll go in between meetings. And at one meeting will be the political leader. We'll broadcast her speech. And we'll see whoever is at the next meeting, and we try to broadcast part of their meeting as well. As we say, we originate, we don't imitate. See you guys tomorrow. Same WZY time, same WZY channel. Later.
Listen closely.
Stuart Young is bolted to Venezuela's Maduro. If you take God out of your thoughts to vote for Young, you better brace for U.S. sanctions, say goodbye to U.S. visas, say goodbye to U.S. dollars for business, medicine, traveling, online shopping. Put yourself and your loved ones first.
It's time to rise up Trinidad and Tobago.
Enough is enough.
When UNC wins, everybody wins. Vote UNC.
Everybody say.
Everybody say come live.
Come on. Every vote for UNC. Peace and prosperity. We can secure we family right here in TNT. Say everybody know, this is the whole show. Who will ask all the tax and give the children laptops? Says who we voted?
Yes, we voted for Kamala.
Every UNC family. Where's the flag? Where's the flag? Sing it out. Go.
Yes, we voted for Kamala. Say
Kamala.
Everybody say Kamala.
Again, hey. Kamala. We're waiting. The leader's coming. The next Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. Kamala.
Yes, we voted for Kamala.
Kamala.
Everybody say Kamala.
Everybody! There we go!
Kamala. Yes, we vote.
When UNC wins, everybody wins. When UNC wins, Trinbago wins. Everybody wins.
Tell your neighbor, tell your friend, now is the time to rise and shine. Tell your mother, tell your father, now is the time to decide. If you want leaders who can build, place your ex by the rising sun. If you want leaders who can lead properly, place your ex by the rising sun. On election day, vote UNC. One love, one team, one hope, one dream. On election day, vote UNC. One love, one team, one hope, one dream. When UNC wins, everybody wins. When UNC wins, Trinbago wins. Everybody wins. Everybody wins. Vote for peace, vote for love, vote for hope, vote for change. When UNC wins, everybody wins. When UNC wins, Trinbago wins. Everybody wins. Everybody wins. Tell your neighbor, tell your friend, now is the time to rise and shine. Tell your mother, tell your father, now is the time to decide. If you want leaders who can restore hope, place your ex by the rising sun. If you want leaders who lead with love, place your ex by the rising sun. On election day, vote UNC. One love, one team, one hope, one dream. On election day, vote UNC. One love, one team, one hope, one dream. When UNC wins, everybody wins. When UNC wins, Trinbago wins. Everybody wins. Everybody wins. Vote for peace, vote for love, vote for hope, vote for change. When UNC wins, everybody wins. When UNC wins, Trinbago wins. Everybody wins. Everybody wins. On election day, vote UNC. One love, one team, one hope, one dream. On election day,